James Adams of TriStateFootball.com here with Coach Ryan Kaniga. Coach, you get the win, 34-27.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
What?
We have to take that away from him.
I know. He had too much fun with it on Sunday. That and Naysayer.
Dude, that made me uncomfortable.
Why? That's what Jake was when we were saying Soroy would join us.
We're just looking out for you. Keep that in mind.
Who can fire it?
That's
right.
That's a really good point.
I guess you two.
We would never.
Oh, can we have votes?
Like we could do like a hostile takeover of the board. Like
yeah.
Blake doesn't get a full vote.
Like a coup.
Come on.
You already got all the money.
Yeah, you get the money, we get the votes.
A minute in.
Less than that, I would bet.
So today's Jake's last day before
This
his third vacation of the year.
The vacation he told us about 4 days ago.
That's right. Oh, yeah, guys.
It's not true.
Did I put that on the calendar?
I'll be out Friday, by the way.
But it wasn't planned more than a couple weeks ago.
And you blamed the lady.
Why
Which
not?
I would never do. I never pass the buck. It stops right here.
That's where the buck stops.
That's right.
How was your Valentine's Day, fellas?
Great. My jaw's still sore.
Oh, yeah? Shouldn't take that long.
You would think. It took, you got to find it. And
Yeah.
then she's, directing you to, no.
Or
she doesn't direct enough, and that's the problem.
She's got to
It's
resort
like, what?
to
How long is this going to take?
resort to the alphabet, right? The Kinnison?
I've absolutely done the Kinnison
Wouldn't you love to see, like,
to varying results.
in your conceptualization of you performing the alphabet Kinnison, like, wouldn't you love to see it on, like, an Etch-a-Sketch?
See how close you are?
Yeah, because I promise you it's not close.
Oh, interesting.
Like
That's a good...
like a golf tracer.
Yeah, that's a great idea, to invent the Etch-a-Sketch that you can only activate with your tongue.
Right.
But what are they... Even if it is
Somehow
perfect,
you insert a chip into her.
Yeah. Elon could help you.
And then you do your thing, and then you could see it up on the big screen afterwards.
Like
this is what you did.
It's like next-gen stats.
Yeah. It's like Romo's Telestrator.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, man.
I don't know if those are still...
actual accomplishment this time would have been good in this time.
Right, exactly.
Like the field
Era
goal.
adjusted, yeah. I'm not sure if those are still popping, but what I can tell you is still popping is the Night Bright.
The Etch-a-Sketch is a thing. My kids had it.
Yeah, but I mean, that was a long time ago, though, bud.
Yeah.
Your kids are adults now.
Yeah, they're 80.
The Night Bright, definitely still a thing.
What's the Night Bright?
It's like I don't even know how to explain it, but it looks like about the size of like a Connect 4 thing. Blake, can you help me here, Joel? You never had one of these?
I think I did. Let's see.
So it's more of a retro thing?
It is a retro thing,
Okay.
but I think they're still somewhat popular. Night Bright Light.
Yeah,
Yeah, what is up with your Wi-Fi recently?
It's not been great.
no good?
No.
Ever since
No
Wired
Gucci?
Will's Don't pick that up from me. Ever since Wired Will's house burned down, our internet is taking a hit. There was actually a large Night Bright Light thing at that Fort Worth Kids Museum that I told you guys about, and it was situated about 15 feet from the 9/11 Memorial.
Good. You could learn a lot then.
You really could.
Oh, yeah, these are cool.
Yeah. I don't exactly know how it works, but it's like you plug stuff in and you can make shapes.
It doesn't look like I would have had the patience for this, but I did see the commercials and thought, yeah, I can do that, and then found out I couldn't. I was on the road yesterday.
Okay.
No Valentine. Your seatbelt will hold you. Have a heart. Be safe. Drive smart.
I did see the
I
have a heart
thought this
one.
bit was done.
Oh, no. I think that they, you know what it is? I think it's kind of like abortion, where they were like, you're good up until this date.
Oh, okay.
Because we did do the story that I believe actually like a federal agency was like, hey, quit screwing around with your signs. And TxDOT's like, all right, well, I'm going to have to get these off before Q4. Something like that.
Yeah, they got St. Patrick's Day coming up.
Oh.
Easter's a big one for them.
Those are already written. That's like Jim Nance in the hotel the night before. It's 100% done already.
But yeah, I saw it. I was like, oh, okay. I thought y'all were done with this, but okay. I don't mind it. It is very distracting. I'm sitting there trying to write it down as I'm driving. It's probably not great.
Yeah, it's good for the show.
More harm than good.
Do you do a lot of voice text? That's what I do when I'm driving.
No.
I've actually never done it.
What's bad about it then is I don't like how it doesn't always accurately do it, so I have to check it then.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then I get in a. By the way, we're on video today.
How about that?
And we're kind of doing an experimental thing where we're doing some things that are video-based, yet they will still be good if you are just listening. If you are an audiophile like myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a foodie and an audiophile.
A foodie?
You're not a foodie.
Who eats the same lunch every
Yeah,
single
you
day?
go to the same 4 restaurants.
Well, I like food.
Okay.
We all do.
Okay, well, then we're all foodies. I just think it's funny when someone says they're a foodie. Like, oh, you're the one who likes to have really good food? Oh, okay, cool. I didn't realize that.
This is the basis of his Bourdain hate, I think.
I don't hate Bourdain. It's just, let's just look at the rating system when someone dies and not have to elevate it 80 times. You should know that among anybody. You're the guy who loves to S on people when they die.
Yeah, but I think he actually – that's not true unless they were jumping out from the 70th story of a financial district tall building on the early 2000s.
Just saying, who's quick to throw out a Kemp spin? Is it Blake?
He definitely had a weird situation with, like, his girlfriend or wife maybe had done a little reverse Me Tooing. Yeah. And I think it played in no small part to his demise at his own hand.
That's interesting because you don't think of the reverse Me Too. Remember last week when I confidently told you that Jim J. Bullock was who invented Jump the Shark?
Yeah, there was a lot of controversy about that.
Well, it turns out it's not Jim J. Bullock, but it's a guy that looks similar to him. Do you remember?
I don't recall.
I got
the name,
a lot of feedback on that. The guy with Married with Children and Happy Days is not Jim J. Bullock, but someone emailed me a detailed description of Jim J. Bullock and said he doesn't really have a Kemp spin. Like, he was one of the first openly gay actors in Hollywood, I guess. I don't know. But he was in the 80s, and he was on a show called Too Close for Comfort, and they had an episode where he was raped by 2 women. And I thought,
luckiest Jim J. Bullock.
yeah, interesting, sitcom.
Especially for the time.
Subject matter, too. But, that was the era of, I guess, the 80s, and then you say early 90s was the era of every show's about a latchkey kid, or every movie's about that.
Divorce, yeah. No, but I credit Bourdain and the fact that I married someone who was pretty into it with my passion for travel, I suppose.
We have a passion for watching travel shows.
Yeah, there you go.
But
hey, you're going to Europe.
I'm about to go to France. That was part of our, I guess, Business Wednesday talk. Boy, business makes you tired, doesn't it?
It was a lot.
My God. I think we're surrounding ourselves with some people that are pretty good at this business, though. And hopefully can get us out of it.
Thank God.
But we've been hooking up with some people that seem to know what they're doing. We'll see. Maybe they'll just soak us for all we're worth. Little do they know, that ain't much.
Yeah. It's like whenever you
this is the wrong time to scam us.
If you ever leave your wallet or a credit card or something somewhere, and they're like, "Lucky I didn't hang on to this." I'm like, "See how far that gets you."
Yeah.
Let me see what you can do with that.
The last $40 on your.
It won't be much. 40.
You're not doing that well? As well as I am?
Not as well as Blake.
No one's doing as well as Blake.
Twice,
at least in
10
this
minutes.
room.
Yeah, I'm just living lavish.
Since we're a video, I'll just show you this. And I also want to say this. If you have sent us something and I haven't acknowledged it on the air, I'm sorry. We're actually getting a lot of stuff, and it's just us. We suck. We're not good at things. So if I haven't acknowledged it, let's just say I got it, and I really like it. But I did want to shout out to these guys at oakcliffsandlot.com.
Ooh.
This is from, he says, Patty Evans, a dude. So I got all excited when it was from Patty Evans and, started easing him down. But then it was a dude. So.
Jeez.
There are a lot
And
of
then I
hot
thought,
patties.
you know what? I'm progressive. Maybe I'll still get excited about this.
Patrick goes by Patty.
Patrick who?
Mahomes.
Really?
I didn't feel like I had to.
He's friends with him.
I didn't know SpongeBob or what. Yeah, anyway, they do free pickup baseball games, and they're
Interesting.
inviting us to play anytime we want. We just hang out, have a couple pops, enjoy baseball. It's not like a men's league baseball thing, and I think they use wood bats. We've hosted Jamie Newberg and Levi Weaver in the past.
Both can ball.
I emailed Blake about playing, but he never got back to me.
Unsurprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he sent us a bunch of gear. He says T-shirts, and he said hats for everybody except Blake because Blake won't wear hats.
What?
Is that true?
I think Blake is more of a hat guy than I am.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, then no Jake and Blake, you get this hat.
Wow, look at this.
So we'll represent
pretty sweet.
Oak Cliff.
That's
awesome.
That's our hood.
Yeah. So I'll do that for just a little bit here.
You look like Vanilla Ice.
This a bad hat for me? Does it work?
You're killing it.
Yeah.
And koozies, because who doesn't want another koozie? I'll tell you who. Patty. Me. Tired of koozies.
I'll take it.
Okay. My thing is full of ticket koozies, and just anybody who's anybody makes koozies.
My feel
That's
on the,
why I think at the Dumb Zone, I'm saying I don't want to ever create a koozie for the Dumb Zone.
My feel on the koozie is very similar to my thought on plastic grocery bags.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I either have 10,000 of them, and I then get rid of them, and then when I need one, I have none. So it's like I'll throw out 20 koozies a year, and then I'm like, you know what? I'd like to keep this beverage cold. Oh wait, I threw them all out.
I've become guy who asks for paper at the
Not everybody does that.
at Kroger or Tom Thumb. They all have it, but
You
they
just-
hide it.
Okay. Do you have to
If
pay
you
more?
say I'll take no.
Hmm.
And I've started doing that because I told you
Lib.
my recycling
Yeah, they're picky.
Oh, yeah.
company won't even take plastic bags anymore. So I'm like, what's the point of being a recycling company? But I also don't think they're woke, so that's good. That's the main thing you want with your
Recycling company will take burnt up books, but not plastic sacks.
I have a couple of emails or missives. One is from my architect, who you've met.
Very confused.
She says, tell Jake to make sure all the hair ties are put away.
Cat.
Our kitten is having surgery to have about 30 removed from her intestines.
30?
Jeez.
Apparently some cats eat them.
Never would have thought about that, but they are everywhere.
30 hair ties.
Jeez.
So, yeah, you got yourself a dumb cat, I think.
Cat would be here today if Blake wouldn't have demurred at the idea the other day and correctly, truthfully, or incorrectly, untruthfully or not, told me that he was allergic. Could have really spiced up the show today, but
Is that true?
I'm for whatever keeps the cat away.
Oh, okay, so you're not really allergic.
No.
The cat's so chill, dude. I mean, it would just sit there. It's an amazing little beast.
Have you always been cat guy?
hell
No, he used
I've
to.
never had one. I
I
hated
used to
it.
hate him.
Remember, he
Okay,
made fun of Julie for her
That's-
cat dying.
Well,
In
I
fact,
think
he
you-
said it was a better day because it was dead.
I think,
I don't think I said.
I think you both mocked the death of her cat.
R.I.P. Blueberry.
I would never do that.
Cranberry.
Cranberry. I think Blueberry's the new one.
Blueberry's the one you wanted to die.
No, I didn't. And to be fair, I wanted Bentley to die too. So
Yeah.
I've just
And your own dog.
never liked cats.
this cat's different.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
No,
I'm
listen
telling
to
you,
him.
dude. I'm telling you, it's a great cat.
You saw it for 10 minutes.
He was there for like an hour.
That's right. When I go to Jake's, I just hang out, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, when are you leaving?" I'm like, what?
We were watching some Mavs.
Starving, dude. Just go to the fridge, grab a few things.
Yeah.
So if you were to bring it over, are you going to put it in the kid's car seat and buckle it up? And
No, but I can tell you what I would have done. I would have worn it in my little baby Bjorn.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be
front for the whole
video.
show.
It's we're thinking about the show here, and you're just thinking about your own little personal.
Won't go to France. Doesn't want the cat.
how long's the flight?
Probably 8 hours. Maybe 9.
What if there's wind?
I don't know.
Guess
Blake.
who's paying
I
for
don't-
that flight?
Who?
Either the biz accounts or a sponsor. That's
Yeah.
our that's the whole thing.
Yeah. We also probably have some points on the credit card. You know. Yeah, You know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of trying to
You
talk.
get your own spot on our hotel room floor to sleep. It'd be great.
Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it.
Uncle Hotmail, today is my birthday. Day 10 subscribe. Oh, this is from Monday. I missed it. Somehow Hotmail went to junk.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, subscriber number 3577. That's interesting because now we can get a read on if you're like, yeah, we got 5,000 subscribers right away. Well, 3,500 after 10 days.
There you go.
One of the listeners from the UK. I am a Brit. Sorry, Jake and Blake. I also listen from Paris.
Ooh.
I could answer questions for you guys such as, is the United Kingdom France? From DF Joel. Happy birthday to Joel. We have day 2, number 1256 reporting. I'm turning 36 today. Let me know if you need library cards for the city of Dallas. I got the hookup.
All right.
Okay.
From Raul. Raul H.
That's got to be one of the least valuable hookups you could possibly offer, but I appreciate it.
Like you want a guy, right? A library card guy.
Sure. Yeah. When's the last time you went down there?
To the Dallas Public Library?
Yeah.
Never?
Really?
Probably.
Why would he?
I don't know. He used to live in Dallas.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
And he's a book guy or whatever.
Maybe when she was real little.
It's
Yeah, I
pretty
don't know.
cool. Once you sort yourself through the unhoused out front. Well, I mean, I used the proper term.
But
Yeah,
I was
but
a
you didn't have to
weekly Grapevine library guy.
It feels like a
You
like
didn't have to pantomime it where you're just
crawling over
through.
like it's District 9. It feels like a college library. The last time I was there was when I picked up all of those the accommodation books. And I kind of just like walked around for a minute and I'm like, "Damn, this place is great. I forgot."
A lot of follow-up on remote pricing. And we'll talk more, I guess, tomorrow about this because we're trying to come to some decisions on when this steal of $6.90 per remote is going to end. Because, again, we're surrounding ourselves, I don't know about hiring, but
That would take compensation.
with smart people who are good at business who are telling us, you got to cut this off. We can't be doing this.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, but all the people who supported us so early, we're gonna honor everything that's already out there.
That's who we are.
I mean, you know what? That's our biggest fault.
Generosity.
Anyway, we were trying to find a sexual position that's higher than $6.90
Uh-huh.
because everything has to be a bit.
Yeah.
And so I guess, let's see. This guy says 818 represents 2 sets of boobs with a wiener in between,
Okay.
supposedly.
How would that even work?
And then I also got
What?
one.
Oh, okay.
2 sets.
Yeah.
I mean, where's the friction coming from?
And then we got 8008 because it spells boob on the calendar.
Calculator.
Or calculator. Sorry,
Yeah.
calculator. Turn it upside down.
It was
right?
80085.
Okay, boobs.
Yeah. It's a popular one.
Or 135.
So we're working on it.
135.
Boobies.
Oh, okay.
At
yeah.
the end.
I can see it, yeah. I see the vision.
Yeah. And my final email for today would be, hello, DZ. Hate to pick on Jake,
Uh-oh.
as I believe you're all equally dumb.
Thank you.
Huh.
I have a feeling.
But at the end of Friday's episode, you made a deal to swap shows that you've been pressuring each other to watch. Jake would reluctantly watch the morning show. Dan would finally watch Generation Kill. The next bit was Dan playing some Country Joe and the Fish, asked if Jake and Blake had heard it. Both said no. What I was playing on Friday, if you remember, was this. Hold on, let me turn this off and turn this on.
And it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for?
This was on the Woodstock album that my mom had hidden in the albums I'm not allowed to listen to.
There's like a compilation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Hendrix.
Catch a little Hendrix national anthem, a little, I don't know who else was there. There's probably a lot of people there. Woodstock, famous people. Right?
Yeah, no, it was a fairly popular concert event. Yes.
Anyway, this is, let's see, Day 1 DF Bruce, patron number 13.
Wow. Taylor.
Says in episode 4 of Generation Kill, Ray Person.
Corporal.
Do we have the video? Can we pull it up? He sent the clip.
It's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for?
Yep.
Don't ask me, I don't give a damn.
Oh, wow.
Next stop is Vietnam.
Look, there's the guy from Oz.
5,
Oh, yeah.
6, 7. Open up the pearly gates. Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we all gonna die.
And that's Ziggy.
Well, come on, generals, let's move fast. Your
From,
big chance
The
is
Wire?
last.
Really?
Go out and get
And
some
the other one is
rest.
Skarsgård.
Tommy is the one who's dead.
Oh,
You know
right
that
there.
he's
Yeah.
still
From
the
Succession.
one.
From everything.
Kingdom come, and it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me,
So I
don't
guess
give
what
a
Day
damn.
1 DF
Next
Bruce,
stop is
patron number 13,
Vietnam.
is saying.
And
Is I
it's
lied?
5, 6,
Or I just have a
7.
terrible
Open up
memory.
pearly gates.
Yeah.
Well, there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we all gonna die.
He also says, P.S.
This was going to be thrown away.
Oh. P.S. More Blake.
Heck yeah.
Thanks, man.
Heck yeah.
That's a really good catch.
That is a good catch. I've seen that episode 20 times, but I just didn't recognize it as like an actual song.
Did he not wipe? Or are they just not going to show that?
Blake, they're in combat.
Oh.
You moron.
So there might be
I
like
was
a
in
light
combat.
wipe, but not
You
much.
moron.
Okay, well, that seems uncomfortable.
And
Yeah,
before,
it's probably a little bit less uncomfortable than being targeted by enemy snipers. If you could pick one of the two. Just a thought.
It just seems like our soldiers should have some sort of wipes.
You know what? I might crack open the morning show tonight, boys.
Okay. What if we sent? Do you send wipes to soldiers? We should ask Joe this sometime.
Oh, I definitely did.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, this is great.
Oh, yeah. That, I mean, it's what you think it is. It's like wipes, ripped fuel, and chew.
Chew.
Yeah.
Can't send gummies. Do they check everything you send?
I bet they do, but I mean, I was talking to a guy
Do
the
that
other
in the Halloween candy bit.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. I was talking to a guy the other day who did like 3 tours in the aughts in Iraq, and he was like, man, there was booze everywhere. Which my brother told me he never saw, like, that was not a factor for him.
Doesn't the show start with them opening mail?
Yeah. With, like, letters from elementary school kids.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, this is great.
So there's only 8 episodes? I wonder if I can knock that out before Jake gets back
It moves quick,
from
too.
his exotic vacation.
But I got a
I do like
40-episode watch of the morning show.
I do like 15
You just need
minute
season
shows.
1, I think. Well, you like
probably 2 because we got to see him die.
Dude.
Jeez, bro.
Come on.
Yeah.
And then I had a couple other little things before we get to content. I don't know what else you guys have that's not like just massive, awesome content.
I mean, I was really stoked to hear about your Valentine's days, but it appears like both of you kind of did nothing.
I sent her flowers at work.
At work? That's a boss move.
You have to do it at work.
That's the problem with your wife working at home. It's like, this is pointless. Because the only reason I was sending them to her job is so people would be like, he's not that bad.
Yeah.
Right.
But now if it's just to home, and the worst part is I was there. It was before we left for our business
Did it get
meeting.
there?
Yeah. No, I went in the day before.
Oh, okay.
And I sent some for my wife and for my daughter. But it's so – there's just not a lot of romanticism to it if, like, we're both just at home.
Did you do daddy-daughter dance?
No, we're not to that stage yet.
Okay, she's definitely old enough.
Well, I mean, like, her school doesn't have one.
No,
Isn't it typically through the
Grapevine
school?
Library and stuff will host them.
Then I whiffed on that.
That's where I would always do it. I've never done one with the school. I've done it either at the City of Grapevine or City of Southlake. They'll
Okay.
both have it, and they'll usually be at the library.
I will remember this 360-plus days.
Yeah. It, and then they'll have stuff, little craft room, whatever. You make a little, you probably see some of the stuff lying around here. And then they'll have, there'll be a huge line.
Treats and stuff.
And it's to go in a limo ride.
Ooh.
So you stand in line for like an hour, and then you get in a limo, and it drives you around the
parking lot,
town square or something. Yeah, it's not really
Yeah.
far, and then you get back, and it's like the first time they've ever been in a limo.
I did buy her a Ninja Turtles backpack, despite the fact that she's never actually seen the movie. She's been made aware that was like my main thing as a kid, and so now she's really into it.
Yeah, we have to push whatever we liked as kids.
I
onto
actually
our
didn't
kids.
push it. I think my mom just showed her some pictures of me like dressed as a Ninja Turtle when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And she it's really weird, dude. Even though, male, female, whatever, like she genuinely wants to be into whatever I'm into.
We do
Like
that,
she'll watch football with me and be like, "Hey, who do we want to win?" And I'm like, yeah, "Come on. Like I don't want to force this on you."
Like Brooks is like watching Scooby-Doo now because that's what I watched. And
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome.
It is cool. It is cool. Hopefully one day they can both throw craft singles onto oncoming traffic in the summer.
How's the singing telegram doing?
Boy, I hadn't heard about that in a long time.
Why'd you send one?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just thought that used to be a thing, right? Where you'd send it to work and they would sing her nice little tune.
I've at least heard of it, and I didn't
Yeah.
ever know if that's like just a TV thing.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who's ever done it. I would only do it if it were like Alamo art. Just shitty.
So I took a bite of some food the other day. Were you about to say something?
I was just going to say, we didn't do much.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
didn't do anything.
I had a buy one, get one coupon that we used last night.
Little BOGO?
Little BOGO.
Okay.
Shouldn't you always get one if you buy one?
Oh, God. Go to Biloxi or something.
If you buy one
Branson.
and you get an extra one, then that's a BOGO.
This
That's a terrible.
That's a great point,
This
because I've
right-
read that before.
this moment right now is why we are not a comedy podcast.
Oh, damn. That's an assault, brother.
Because of that remark right there.
Tell us your anecdote, Dan. Make it funny.
So
I mean, it's not Bogoff. It's BOGO. It's the pho is in pride.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
logically,
Yeah.
if you read that just for what it means.
Yeah.
So I took a bite of something the other day, and then I ate it, and I swallowed it, and then I was like, oh, my gosh. And then I did a Google search. And the search is, how long is leftover pizza good in the refrigerator? Because we had our Friday
Kane.
690 show. No, it wasn't Kane. It was
Beeman Pizza.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
the pizza that Betsy forced upon us. And I acted like I didn't want it, but I was very happy to have it.
Sure.
And just kind of sat in the fridge, ate a piece every now and again, but then I think it was yesterday.
Ooh, you're pushing it there.
Well,
That's
maybe
me
it was
saying that.
Tuesday.
Okay, it was the day before.
Even
Yeah.
Friday to Tuesday is
Because I walked into the kitchen and Dan was in a cold sweat, like looking at his phone.
Yeah, because I'm like, so it says, 3 to 4 days, I think it was. Anyway, it was day 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I should have searched this before I ate.
Did you heat it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in my caveman brain, I feel like when you heat something up, it kills the germs.
Yeah.
Well, and I thought of this
It's
because
like if you have a hot rag.
I walked in, or after Blake walked in today, I see downstairs there's like a little thing of macaroni and some rice and something else. And Blake, I'm like, do you want me to put this in the fridge for you? No, I'll just heat it up after the show. I feel like you're going to get botulism, dude, and we need you. We need you tomorrow.
I think you only get botulism from meat.
I think you're going to get salmonella.
There's some meat in there.
Okay, well.
That's my leftover Mo Bettas from last night.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm just concerned about you.
No. I mean, if I get sick.
This
then-
guy, I would say he can do it. I've
There-
seen him eat so much.
Yeah, but if you guys recall, about a couple years ago, I had a 2-day incident where I'm pretty sure I got food poisoning from eating.
Old food?
Yeah.
Huh.
For most of my life, I'm a big leftover guy. It's
Oh,
weird
yeah.
to me when I meet people who aren't.
Yeah.
Like, I have in-laws that are like, whenever we're leaving a restaurant, I'm like,
They just throw it all away.
Yeah, they just don't. Yeah.
And then, since it was Business Wednesday, I was, falling asleep thinking of business ideas, as I will do.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought we can shape the world the way we want it. I can watch games when I feel like watching them. They occur when I say they occur. And although we were scouting out another studio location yesterday, and I think we feel, things are going good in that direction, trending in the right direction, we could still say, if we wanted to, every Friday is Pizza Friday in the Den. Like, we don't have to go 5 days a week to a certain location. I mean, we can.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, I'm not positive about this, but even if we did go to that location, I bet we could get pizza delivered there.
I know, but don't you think, like, we want to keep this as some kind of a...
I do like the vibe for, like, we're heading into the weekend.
Dan doesn't want to drive there 5 days a week.
That's fine. We'll work it out.
But he's luring us here with pizza.
Yeah, or a half-price sandwich.
Yeah, BOGO. You're a big Potbelly BOGO guy. You
I
understand
know, I'm just
that.
saying, when I read that, I say, boy, that's not logical. That you should obviously get one if I bought one. I would think that's just, the norm.
Like the sign says, what if you're right and they're wrong?
Yeah.
Boy, I love our little rotating logo. Let me touch
I know, isn't that cool?
Pet it. You can pet it and everything. Okay. Anyway,
Blast it.
what if we
Give it a double
It's
digi.
time for a dumb zone.
shift gears? Okay, Jake. We have a Super Bowl recap from our show, Super Bowl commercials, Micah and Zimmer. What do you say? Spin the no puppet wheel.
No puppet, no puppet, no puppet, no puppet, no puppet, no.
Nice.
Thing. Let's start with a little bit of Zim.
Okay.
Did the press conference yesterday. I thought it was kind of weird that neither Jerry or Steven were there. Seems like something Jerry would have been there for, but I don't know where. He's probably got something going on, whatever it is. Manny Pacquiao's fighting, the X Games.
The lawsuit.
Lawsuit. Yeah, it might have been in court.
Maybe a blood,
Infusion.
Yeah.
From
Let's
get a blood boy.
From
From
an
a blood
18-year-old
boy, yeah.
Norwegian. But it was just McCarthy and Mike Zimmer. And and it was interesting because for a couple reasons. The first one is that it was just the two of them. The second one is the Cowboys have started doing this bit with their press conferences, which makes me kind of uncomfortable. I don't know if you've seen this pulling audio, Blake. They cut to the reporter when they ask a question, and they're like in 4K.
That's recent.
They definitely were not doing that for the whole season. But now, here's John Machota with a tight shot
In a lower third.
in a lower third. With
So they know who's coming up.
I think they just have somebody like Laughing Video Man who just immediately is on it.
Okay, nice.
It's just weird. It looks like a TV show almost.
Mm-hmm. But not everybody gets the lower third.
No, not everyone. You got to be one of the top 5.
That's
You got
what
to
you
be.
get with the great Tad.
That's right.
Yep.
So this I thought was interesting as far as McCarthy, who got the first couple questions on what the coaching search was like.
Something's playing already.
Playoff time.
Oh.
About matchups.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
WFA, your website, I don't love it. Here we go.
Well, I've always had such great respect for Mike. You know, we've competed against each other so many times over the years. I mean, even going back to New Orleans when Mike was coordinating here in Dallas, and obviously our time in the NFC North. So, really just going through the whole process, post, announcement of Dan getting the Washington job. We kind of had two buckets that we looked at as far as individuals that were tied to the existing defense, and then looking at former head coaches with something that, if you points to my history is a preference that I feel is very important. And then having a chance to sit down and talk to Mike, and and I'll let him talk about his time off and so forth. But I just think it's an incredible fit for us.
So I thought that was pretty interesting because they did, like he said, sorted it in two ways. Like, are you familiar with the Dan Quinn, primarily cover 3, cover 1, base package? We're going to play a lot of dime, a lot of big dime. Maybe you were on the staff before. Maybe you worked with Quinn before. Or, and I believe this is an area where probably Jerry and Mike McCarthy's preferences align, is I want a guy who's like 60 and proven. It would probably even help if I already had worked with the guy in some capacity before. We used to say this about Lincoln Riley when there were rumors about him going to the NFL. And, Jason Garrett's going to get fired. It was like, dude, the Cowboys would never do anything like that.
Not since he hired Jimmy from.
Exactly. And, you could even
as an unproven.
Sort of make the case about Garrett, but Garrett was a legacy Cowboy. And he had been the OC for 3 or 4 years when they promoted him to head coach. He was already on staff, This is the type of hire. And at the same time, I think at first glance it's easy to look at it and be like, oh, this is just another good old boy Jerry hire. But in the column I wrote for D Magazine the other day, dmagazine.com/sports, I really don't think that's what it is. I think Mike Zimmer's good, and he's proven himself to be really good against the Shanahan coaching tree, which obviously has been whipping the Cowboys' ass over the last few years, whether it's either LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Mike McDaniel, and Zimmer's produced pretty good results against those teams. So I
like the number one thing he said there. It's kind of like we're not hiring a guy. This goes back to our we really liked the Belichick and Saban documentary when they talked about we do things a certain way. We don't hire someone and now we just change the way we do them.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of coordinator you are. Which is a new way of the Cowboys to do things. It's interesting that they now have a way to do things, because I think when they brought Dan Quinn in, they said, hey, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
We'll hire the kind of guy you want. But I do like that. If you have a way you do things, it seems the franchises who do that are pretty successful. And then I never thought that about McCarthy, but I do know he, just off the top of my head, I know he hired Dom Capers, right, as a coordinator.
Yeah.
He had been a head coach before.
Mike Nolan was a head coach.
Okay, Mike Nolan. That makes sense.
Dan Quinn.
And you think about that, that's interesting. I'm reading the one of the Belichick books out there right now, and there's a lot of talk, after the Cleveland experience, and then once he ended up, then he went to the Jets, and then he went back to New England, he had some of his same players come with him, and they couldn't believe the difference in him. You actually do learn a lot.
Sure.
And so if you're going to hire a first-time head coach, you're going to have growing pains. Seemingly everybody, maybe Sean McVay is a very rare example of somebody who seemed to jump right into it and be fine. But perhaps, you got to even think he's learned something along the way.
Oh, no doubt. I think it's more common now for you to be able to be a little bit more successful early on, just because the lower ranks, scheme-wise, are filtering up more. I mean, Shanahan was pretty successful pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it, is that the NFL is morphing. But it's interesting you bring that point about Belichick and his former players coming back to play for him, because as we all know, Zimmer was retained when Bill Parcells became the head coach. And that was like a huge badge of honor, that it's like, hey, Parcells wants his own guys, players and coaches, right? We hear about the Parcells guy. And the fact that he kept Mike Zimmer was just like, again, huge badge of honor. And I feel like in this clip, he sounds exactly like Bill Parcells. And it's 90 seconds, so we can stop and start.
Jeff Cole with Fox 4. Mike, welcome back. 2 questions for you. You spent some time at the college level the last 2 years. Can you talk?
Did you guys even know that?
With Dion.
Yeah. I didn't even know
Who
that.
did?
Zimmer was like a consultant for Jackson State and Colorado.
Okay, I kind of remember hearing something like that.
And he'll get into this here. Like, he wasn't at practice, you know? But
yeah,
he
consultant
coached,
is what we want to do.
Exactly.
Yes.
But he coached Dion in Dallas, and they've stayed in such close contact that Dion brought him in to be like a quality control consultant.
Can you talk about your connection with Dion and what your style is for connecting with young players today?
Yeah, well, first thing is that, you know, Dion and I connected here many, many years ago. I didn't know him at all. You know, the first time I met him, you know, he basically had an entourage with him, and, you know, the change and all the stuff, and we've become unbelievably great friends. You know, I haven't spent as much time at Jackson State and Colorado as people think. Quite honestly, I was at Jackson State 2 days, and I've never been to Colorado. But we talk on the phone a lot. He asked me a lot of questions about coaching and coaches and coaching and different things. But you know, so and as far as the second question, you know, there's a reputation out there that I'm a jerk or something like that,
and I think this is the most important part of the press conference, because this is what I was wondering about when they hired him. Like, Dan Quinn, despite the fact that he's like kind of looks like Dan Campbell and he's all big and badass, he feels like, not to say he's not going to coach you hard, but he kind of feels like your buddy. You know, his hat's on backwards, he's up there shouting MFs, and I know I've heard Micah talk about, like, Coach Quinn will
DQ's my guy, though.
Point out like 4 plays that went wrong in practice and highlight those, and I like that. But Zimmer's a little bit different, and so this is the part I was most interested in.
A jerk or something like that, which,
you know, back it up just a little bit.
There's a reputation out there that I'm a jerk or something like that, which, hey, it is what it is, I guess. But you know, since it was announced that I was going to be here, I've heard from so many players that played for me, players here, not just defensive backs, but linebackers and defensive linemen, texted me and said how happy they are for me. And I think if I was such a jerk, I wouldn't be hearing from those guys.
And secondly, you were part of the last...
I thought that was 2 questions.
Supposed to be 1.
I thought that was an interesting thing to leave in there, because he's like, I'm not a jerk, and the guy's like, secondly, and he's like, you already asked 2 questions, dummy.
Yeah. But I'm not a jerk to the players.
No. But that's what Parcells used to say, right? Was that, hey, if people hate me so much, why are these guys calling me when they're 40, 50, 60 years old, or whatever the case might be? Probably not 60, but you know what I mean.
But that wasn't even a question, though, was it? He just thought, I'm going to bring that up?
Well, I think what he said was, I think what Jeff Kolb said was, how does your style relate to the younger player of today?
Okay, yeah.
And I think
that's
Zimmer
been a thing,
kind of internalized that as like, you think it means that I can't talk to a 23-year-old. And I think that's a question.
Yeah.
One more here.
And then he said that your style is to not be someone who is your friend.
This is Classic Donnie, and he is referring to an article where Darren Woodson was quoted pretty heavily about how much he loved playing for Zimmer.
Is to get the best out of you. How would you describe your coaching style? Has it evolved at all over the years, or are you still the same guy you've been your entire career?
Well, I think these guys that have been here saw me 18 years ago. They've evolved. Otherwise, they wouldn't be sitting there. And I think I've evolved too, or otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here. But, I'm demanding. I try to get the best out of the players, but to me, there's a difference. I had one player who was a terrific player, and you could not yell at him. You had to put your arm around him. You had to talk to him, whisper. He didn't like to be reprimanded in front of people, and so that's what I did with him, and he became a terrific player. Other players, I'd get after, and probably know some of the names. One of them was here. But I'll say it to him, Pac-Man Jones, right? He gives me the biggest hugs now when I see him. But we've had our issues, going back and forth, and I think everybody's different. You try to hit the button, however it is to make them better.
Got
Now, I left that last little part in there because, as we've noticed in press conference, when people start to get emotional or a little bit nervous, they start doing the knock, and you can hear him getting shake voice.
I think everybody's different. You try to hit the button, however it is to make them better.
Huh?
Listen,
That's interesting.
He got shake voice multiple times, which
about the thought of players reaching out to him, and how much he cares.
Yeah, and the way that he's perceived. He also referenced something of which I didn't have time to look into, but that he had some sort of family situation in the last couple of years that he was able to, I guess, be more present for, maybe a parent or something like that.
Somehow overcome that with the help of his Instagram hot.
I think they broke up, but yeah,
Instagram's a big C out there.
I
though.
do believe that woman was younger than his daughter, who he referenced multiple times because they live in the area, and she has twins.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, dude. Instagram hot for a
I think it matters.
60-plus-year-old man who sometimes wears an eye patch.
Yeah, it definitely matters how old you are.
You never seen the eye patch?
I guess not.
Look it up. He coached wearing an eye patch.
I like that a lot. I think coaches who fail, and maybe this goes back to Belichick's first time in Cleveland, everybody is treated the same.
Yeah.
And that's just is not the way it is. And here's a
think about Jimmy.
part from that Belichick book. Says Belichick had one high-maintenance issue to deal with. This is during their first Super Bowl with the Patriots. Lawyer Malloy was complaining about the size of his hotel room. His coach solved the problem by giving the safety his suite, complete with a jacuzzi and treadmill that had been installed specifically for Belichick. Once that crisis was averted, the Patriots were in a favorable place spiritually and emotionally.
Wow.
Like prepping for the Super Bowl that week in New Orleans.
That's awesome.
And you would never, if you think of Bill Belichick,
yeah,
stoic,
my way or the highway.
Yeah, I cut players. I whatever. It doesn't matter. I got rid of Tom Brady too early. And so clearly you need to
requesting jacuzzis and treadmills in his hotel room.
The jacuzzi was probably already there.
Yeah,
the treadmill probably had to be.
But it's where Belichick would work.
Prep and yeah. You don't have – I mean, most coaches, I feel like, use a team facility at least for a nice walk. They can't go outside and jog. They can't go down to, the common gym.
But also not just that, but just –
although I did see Jim Montgomery there one time.
Every player needs to – some guys learn visually. Some guys learn by doing. Some guys, and that's got to be a pretty difficult thing for a football coach with so many players – to, try to pinpoint how, what's the best way for this guy to get the best out of this. But I suppose you're really doing that with the guys have the most amount of talent. You're like, well, okay, I'm going to really figure out how to deal with him.
It's just like any other job, right? It's like any other form of management where you have to figure out different ways to communicate with different people. The only difference, I would say, is that in pro sports, and particularly in the NFL, you're talking about 60 dudes who could all beat anybody's ass on the street, and they're all super teed up and make a ton of money for the most part. So you're just way closer to the margins of I can't screw this up. If your boss at your sales job is kind of a jerk to you and it makes you not want to work that hard, like, it's not that big of a deal. Kind of get over it. But if you're Lawyer Malloy or Tom Brady, it can be a big deal. So I'm just going to play you one thing from this Micah podcast, and then we can move on to our Super Bowl stuff. It's weird because, as we talked about before, Micah has a podcast that is produced and I guess presented. By the way, you saw the eye patch?
Yeah, it's not like a pirate one.
No, it's like an injury.
It's like a
one.
bandage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought he was coaching like a pirate.
It's still a patch.
Why does he have a parrot?
What?
Yeah, we shouldn't be a comedy podcast.
So, Micah will put these episodes out. It's usually once a week. It's called The Edge with Micah Parsons. But I started seeing these clips of him talking to CD and him talking to Jordan Love, and then I went to the podcast feed, and they weren't on there. Where they are is on Max.com, formerly known as HBO.
Oh.
Because they have a partnership with Bleacher Report, and eventually you're going to have to pay like an extra $9 a month to get the sports tier. Because they're going to run live games. They have all these, sports shows that will no longer be a part of regular HBO. So Micah had like 3 or 4 episodes on here that I think he did at the Super Bowl that are not on the podcast app. You have to have Max to watch this. So I watched, 3 weeks after the Packers dismantled the Cowboys defense, if that, he just sits there with the opposing team's quarterback. They just sent him home, and they talk for an hour. And this is pretty much the meat of what's been making the rounds.
Share your analysis with the game. Like, youngest team to make the playoffs since 1978. What was your game plan? Like, what was your game plan?
It's y'all?
Yeah. What was
go
your
win. That was our game plan, man. We better go win. Better go beat these boys.
I mean, obviously, y'all execute the game plan, but what was the strategy? Like, who was y'all trying to eliminate? What was, like, some of the keys that y'all picked on? Show us how your growth, how you dissected the game, what you thought we were in. Obviously, you made some great plays extending with your legs. But just dive into what was your strategy, philosophy of how to, break down our defense.
Okay, before he gets to the answer, just imagine this happening any time in previous sports history. I mean, I guess the closest thing I can think of is like when Draymond was podcasting during the series with the Mavs and talking about Luka. But this is just an entirely new era, man.
It's like best player on one side, best player on the other side. And
like, this is the sort of
thing
that Magic and Bird would do 25 years later.
Right, later.
Yeah.
Never 2 weeks later.
Insane.
Like, I'm sitting here thinking that he should not answer this question.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'm sitting here thinking he shouldn't
be
on this podcast.
Right, yeah.
Like, I'm thinking his coach is like, what are you doing?
Yeah, man, I think the key for us going into the game was we needed to run the ball. Like, that was a huge thing. Obviously, we played y'all the year before, and I felt like we ran the ball pretty well. So just going against y'all, I'm not trying to talk, but y'all linebackers, I think y'all had a DB playing linebacker. I don't know, but like that was our goal, was to be able to run the ball, and it was going to set everything else up. And obviously, I think y'all biggest weapon is y'all pass rush. And so great DBs over there too, but I feel like they rely on the pass rush. You know what I mean? When you got a great pass rush, you thinking the quarterback going to get the ball out of his hands quick. And so we were able to, take advantage of that by, getting some chips on you, slow you down a little bit. D. Lawrence, slow him down a little bit. But, man, I knew I was going to have to hang in that pocket, take a couple hits from you, take a couple hits from those guys. The guys we had at receiver, man, I was confident that they were going to go out there and do what they needed to do against y'all DBs, man. But,
yeah, man, why was Aaron following me all game like that, bro?
Let's talk about Aaron Jones here, who really did kind of do a number on Micah.
Yeah, man, why was Aaron following me all game like that, bro?
Aaron Jones?
Yeah, I did not expect that out of him.
Bro, well, that's the thing. Our game plan, like, we have specific play calls where it's like, all right, we chipping, we're going to get the tight end, the running back chipping. We got, stud jet protection where we going after the stud, man. But
he's literally exposing the terms of their playbook right now.
Yeah.
Jonesy in that game, bro, he did some phenomenal stuff. It was sometimes we was doing play action stuff where he checking for like the nickel coming off the edge, and if he's not coming, he's supposed to get on his route. And my fault. And he would feel you beat one of our old linemen, and he would just just go to chip you and help in protection.
It was unbelievable. Like it was on most of those inside rushes. I was like, no way he's supposed to be there. Like,
bro, he was not. And that's just the player he is, where he's at in the league, man. To know how good of a rusher you are, and just be able to pick you up and help. Give me some time back there, because there was a couple of them. If he wouldn't have did that, I don't know,
bro.
I don't know.
Like I'm coming up to the sideline like, yo, what is going on? Like that was tough. Like I'm not gonna lie. I saw him yesterday. I was like, bro, I don't know if he was supposed to do that. Like he was just doing that. Like
he freestyling out there and picking up and doing some great things. And he Jonesy not the biggest dude, bro. He not, but he got a lot of heart, bro.
Nah, he did.
He got a lot of heart right there.
He did. I was like, that was tough. That was tough.
So yeah, Mike is saying he's coming back to the sidelines like he's not supposed to be blocking me. Like we've watched this on film. Why is he in here right now? And he's just sitting there talking to the opposing team's quarterback as they're both just kind of talking through. They're probably going to play again.
This is insane. I can't believe it's happening, and I love it.
I know.
Like, it's great.
Yeah. And there's
and like you guys, I don't know, when you just say, like, I think their coaches probably hate it.
Dude,
what are you doing?
And see, that's the thing. Like,
what would Belichick say to this?
And I feel like Micah kind of had a little bit of a substitute teacher situation where Quinn was gone for there was like a 2-week gap before Zimmer got hired, because I'm pretty sure Mike Zimmer, and if you have Max, you should go watch the whole thing because it's fascinating. They go through
I'm more for Micah saying it than, but hey, Jordan Love, don't tell everyone what we do.
I would think so, yeah. But
some of it seemed pretty basic, like, yeah, we all knew.
Run the ball.
Yeah, they're very that's a weakness. Cowboy linebackers, their strength is running. Okay, that should be something we're
Okay, then I'll play you this one then. I'll do one more. This one's a little bit shorter, and this is Micah talking about what they call coverages under Dan Quinn. He does have a little bit of an out here that Quinn is gone. So anything he's giving away here is probably going to change.
Allen. Like that's what we call like cover 3.
Okay. Like, give me another call.
This don't matter because we got new DC.
Are we writing this?
Oh, we got new DC. Okay. I'm giving you the scoop for a whole different team.
Okay,
now.
Maybe we play Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
Maybe we play them in the future. I'll take these notes down, man.
But it might be a whole different city now because it's not Texas no more. Like so, all of the
that was a code words for him.
So we'll have like Waco. That'll be a check to like a 3-by-1. Like if you had speed at 3. So if we was in like a regular cover 3, we'll check the Waco, and the safety would come down strong. The fast 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it'll be like it's Texas coverages.
Coverages and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean
that's great.
He's like telling you.
Yeah.
We named all of our coverages out of Texas. Allen, Waco,
I
whatever.
love all of that, man.
And Jordan Love's like, "Are we writing this down?"
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, anyways, it's a very fascinating listen. It's definitely a different era.
He's such a baby.
He is.
Why are you guys chipping me?
Why are you chipping me? Why
can't you? Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Why can't you let me get a sack?
Yeah, let me dominate. What are you doing? Having adjustments? That's wrong. All right, let's do some drainage, and then we'll play stuff from our Super Bowl coverage. Does Mike Shanahan have half a tattoo that if
Kyle
Shanahan, sorry.
Yeah.
He has half a tattoo that matches up with someone else's half a tattoo?
No, he has a full tattoo that he, Rod Babers, Chris Sims, and I want to say one or two other Longhorns all have.
Rod Laver?
Like it's just for their special friendship?
Yeah.
And when they all put them together, it makes like a penis?
That's the legend has grown far beyond.
They all press them together.
They have to do a human centipede.
Nucks in, boys!
When they do a human centipede, it turns into a perfect penis.
What if I can get...
What's a perfect one look
I'm
like?
in.
By the fourth quarter,
yeah.
If I can get someone up here...
Yeah.
To give us all a tattoo, like a 15-way, and we all, it'll form some kind of cool thing.
As long as mine links to Jake's.
Well, Dan, I've seen you try to order pizza before, and there's no way in hell it'll be here by the end of the game.
Get him an iPad.
I can get this done.
No way, dude.
All I do is mention it to YouTube.
The tat tracker.
I can't.
You were so right on that whole thing. You were impossibly right on the whole thing.
Tat tracker.
The pizza thing was
He's
maddening.
in route. It says he's en route.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
You don't want to dig up things of the past, but I do think a lot of people were anticipating, hey, once this 6-month fog lifts, you're going to. The dog just took your napkin.
Oh.
Literally.
Moron dog.
He literally.
Here, boy.
That was life imitating art.
Imitating life.
Imitating life.
No puppet.
Well, you lean into that P. It's like puppet. It's great.
It is great.
I guess thanks. I don't know. I mean,
It's cool.
I don't remember it.
I hear it every day, and I still love it.
Well, that makes 2 of us of the 3. All right, so let us recap the Super Bowl. Super Bowl number.
Super Bowl.
Do we remember? Do we know anymore?
Was it LVIII, so 58? Is that right?
That doesn't seem right.
Feels like 53 is the right.
I was going to say 53, yeah. What do you think?
Why are we the way that we are?
Okay, well.
Who cares?
Yeah, man. Nothing matters. So let's start by looking at some of the Super Bowl commercials, and then I want to play some stuff from our.
I was exactly right.
It's 58?
Yes.
It's not 53? Damn. It's like 2 boobs. 58.
Yeah.
Sideways. So
it is kind of like a ridiculous thing that like it's the only use for Roman numerals in current society. Yet they stick to it. Like, is there going to be a point where they just give up on that?
Oh, yeah.
The Super Bowl?
Well, probably
No.
not the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl will always keep going.
Yeah. But it'll be flags. It's there's an L in there.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, back to you.
I think the Super Bowl gives up on the Roman numerals.
At some point, they have to. Yep, there's the hat removal.
It's going to be too
Came a little
convoluted.
later than normal.
Yeah. I like that hat, though.
It's a nice hat.
So we didn't really watch the commercials because we were doing, doing a Super Bowl stream. And so I went through all of them this morning and brought out some of my favorites and some that I thought you would like or be annoyed by. Let's start with this.
Pickleball is basically tennis for babies.
Are you annoyed by this?
For a number of reasons.
Wiffle tennis.
Okay, why?
Yeah.
Babies.
Yeah, I think I just think that's such a cheap move.
I like the E-Trade kids.
They went away for a while.
They're babies talking about investing.
But
somehow Grant Hill is here.
Yes, there's odd cameos throughout these Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah. They don't really introduce him as Grant Hill.
Thanks for coming to our clinic.
But babies talking. I remember the first one.
Yeah.
20 years ago or whatever, and it was like, oh my god. And then the
How'd
next
they do
year
that?
it was like an animal talking, and you're like,
Yeah.
what's going on here?
I think it's a bad bit. I think it's cheap. I think it's like a fart drop. Doesn't take a lot to pull off. And then obviously just the penetration of pickleball to current society is not something that I'm all that on board with. So yeah, I did not like that one.
Coors Light, is it thought of as the cool beer?
It probably depends on who you ask. And
Go
what
ahead
part,
and fire the Coors
what part
Light
of the country you're in.
Because you have your Budweiser, and they're very
iconic.
Anyone want a Coors Light?
Yeah, but this is like badass in your Budweiser seems to be the old
Regal.
school.
Yeah.
It's they carry themselves with a lot of dignity, and Coors Light is acting like they're the.
Oh shoot! I forgot to play the song.
Somehow LL Cool J involved.
Right, and nobody knows who he is, so you have to say thanks LL Cool J, because
nobody
I don't
said
know the last
thanks
thing
Grant
he's
Hill.
done.
Yeah. That's not, dude. That's because you're out of network television.
Oh, he's on a show.
Like CSI or something.
Okay.
Or something.
Yeah.
He was
one
on
of
there
those
for a long
cop
time,
shows.
which probably was watched by 18 million people a week.
Okay.
Yeah, so here's the thing. From
the Harold and Kumar extreme guys. That's what I picture when a thing busts through the.
But the difference though is, and this is probably a little bit too much like beer industry minutia. You're thinking of Budweiser, not Bud Light. Bud Light will also do like wacky commercials.
Oh, okay.
Budweiser, like when they're just advertising Anheuser-Busch and Budweiser, like the legacy brand, that's when you get like
you're wearing a suit.
Clydesdales.
That's the one they had. It was a Clydesdale.
But I'm pretty sure every light beer is trying to be the extreme Harold and Kumar guys.
Trying to kick ass
in some way, shape, or form. Yeah.
Okay, T-Mobile.
And sometimes they just hire a trans person and have a former '90s rock star shoot all their product with an assault rifle.
Yeah, well, that works too, right?
And sometimes they hire Shane.
T-Mobile it says the guys with from Scrubs, but as you'll see,
boy, these guys are perennial players.
You see
now.
Jason Momoa here, but also.
Sorry, party's canceled. Waiting on the.
Do you remember what we were talking about on the stream?
No.
While we were liquored up watching this. Do you remember, Blake?
Give me a sec.
Think of Jason Momoa and how big he is.
Yeah,
the subject matter was you don't want to date a girl after Jason Momoa dates her.
Yeah. And I think that.
Because she won't know you're in.
Jeez, yeah, I would stand by that.
And yeah.
It's again, to reference Shane. It's
now, who's this guy?
Navy SEAL.
Who's the Scrubs guy? What's his...
It's both of them.
It's both of them, yeah. I mean, that show
was Jason Momoa's on Scrubs?
No.
No, who's the other guy? The white Scrubs guy?
It's the two guys from Scrubs.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Yeah, what's up?
Zach Braff. There
Zach
you go.
Braff, okay.
Garden State.
I'll date his woman.
Yeah, no problem.
After him.
Yeah, no problem.
That commercial sucked.
You know what? Do you remember what they did last year? To reference a topic that came up when our guests were here on Tuesday. They did Grease with Travolta.
Oh, okay.
Do you recall that?
I don't remember it at all. I thought that was the Saturday Night Fever one.
No. Well, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure.
Or that was earlier this year. I don't know.
Yeah, but
it's all running.
They're like basically living off of a Super Bowl commercial every year now.
Verizon?
Not to say
or T-Mobile?
Whatever. Not to say that they don't like still probably do some sort of like character acting or something like that, but I haven't seen Zach Braff in a movie in a long time. But like, they were friends on the show and they've now been able to kind of like parlay that into people recognize us together. It's very like Farley and Spade almost. Where it's like if you see both of us together, you feel good about it.
Zach Braff, Garden State?
Yeah. I said that a minute ago, but
oh, I'm sorry. Overrated.
Highly. But
that's all I heard about for like a year. Oh, you got to see Garden.
The thing is, man, there was a time, and I was in the era where if you wanted to get a handy,
tell her you love Garden State.
You just had to watch it.
That's worth that, probably.
Yeah, I would say it was right on the line.
I'll say anything.
So this is a BMW.
It's better than going to church.
Let's go to BMW. This one is just a.
No.
Nice ride.
It's the real deal.
I enjoyed it.
Electric.
It's not great.
The real deal.
Christopher everybody Christopher Walken meets imitates him,
which probably is
enjoy your coffee.
Not that far off.
Your dog's so cute. Ooh, so adorable. Wow.
It's kind of a guy you think everyone thinks they can like. You think you could do a decent Arnold Schwarzenegger imitation, right?
There's 5 of them or so. Harry Carey,
work for you. Yeah.
Arnold, Walken, Trump.
Did someone say yeah?
And then the odd Usher.
Don't you got somewhere to be? Yeah.
The Usher,
of course, because Usher has a song called "Yeah."
There's only one Christopher Walken and only one ultimate driving machine.
I now present to you the Dumb Zone Award for Worst Commercial During the Super Bowl. Hit the Google AI.
For many people with blindness or low vision,
by the way, is this guy doing a walk-in?
An easy way to capture daily life.
One face crop. Move your phone down.
I just thought it was a bad commercial. Why did I think that? I don't know. But
Dinner for one.
let's see. Did I write any notes on that one?
Look who's here.
I just wonder. Okay, now we got a buddy who could use this. Blind Josh.
Yeah.
How many people are really needing this?
Why did he have to sit that close at the football game?
All right.
How many people
Stevie
need?
Wonder courtside.
It just feels like this is really narrow casting. We could do this better in another forum, and I could save a lot of money.
Hold for photo.
Yeah.
Capture life.
So I think they're.
Oh, I think they skipped a step.
The conception.
Or instead of worst commercial,
you wanted to see him like blurrily humping his wife.
You know what? I think I read. I read my notes wrong.
Now you're in there. Now it's in there.
One behind in frame.
I actually read my notes
They did
wrong.
skip an important step. Yeah.
Behind.
I was gonna say.
No, you put it in her behind.
Yeah. Whoa. That's not how that happens. No. So I think
I read my notes wrong though. It's the Wokest commercial.
Wokest commercial.
Because
Not
it's
worst.
for a blind guy, and then the blind guy's married to a black girl, and it's oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on board with you, Google.
You know, it's interesting because
I want to fire my gun at that commercial.
I feel like what Google's doing there, although you're right about the narrowcasting, what they're doing is just trying to show you how impressive their technology is and how it could be applied in like all walks of life. I would say supreme narrowcasting would be like radio ads that are just for blind people.
Yeah.
That ran a lot and didn't really provide you with any like, oh.
Did we run a lot of those in the day?
It was nonstop.
It's just too woke for me.
And it wasn't
helping
like,
blind
at least
people
with
is
Google,
woke.
like they're selling the idea that we could do this and help you in other places. This medication or whatever it was just for blind people. It's not like it could also help you with cloud computing.
I don't know though. Don't you think blind people probably listen to the radio more? Just the
That is true.
In general, yeah.
I had a good. Yeah, I would call him a friend. Ned.
Who listened to a lot of radio?
Oh yeah.
Like they certainly would listen to the games more than watch them.
Well, he would call me, you know, and a lot of people know this story, but he would call me. I was the board op for the Stars games, and he would call me at the end of every game. Could be game 1, could be game 82, and say, did the Stars make the playoffs? And he's like, I listen to every game. I'm like, there's a lot of season left.
Yeah, then you should know, dude.
You would think.
Yeah.
And then TC and I went and saw him at a place for blind people in Fort Worth, which was both heartwarming and I feel like I said heartwarming, like a heartworm. It made me feel good, but also I felt bad about the fact that the second I walked out of the place, I started laughing uncontrollably about the idea that we just watched 20 blind people try to feed themselves in a cafeteria. It goes about like you think it would.
They all.
It's a mess. It's a bit of a mess, but they were all super, super nice, and we're like, "Hey, do you want to?" You know, I don't know. It was really cool, but it was also
like things padded and like.
Oh yeah.
You walk in and everything.
Yeah, and he had like 5 radios in his room.
Did you like move some furniture?
Yeah, pulled a
just
chair.
For fun?
Yeah. It was cool, but yes, they do listen to quite a bit of radio in my experience.
Okay, now this I was telling you about during the commercial. You hadn't heard about this, but it was Uber Eats. So this is the one that did not air during the Super Bowl. See if you can pick out what was complained about in this commercial.
Okay.
And what was actually deleted for the one that aired in the Super Bowl. This is Uber Eats.
I didn't know you could get all this stuff on Uber Eats. I remember that.
There's Jennifer Aniston.
In order to remember something, you got to forget something else. Make a little room. And that's how I remember Uber Eats has coffee, by forgetting something else.
Have a seat.
A what?
Remember when you used to be a pepper lady?
Wasn't it the Cinnamon Sisters?
Basil babes?
Paprika Girls?
Is that a Spice Girl?
Jen.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's Ross. Rachel doesn't remember him.
Have we not?
There's Jelly
Someone
Roll.
doodle on my face?
I'm so glad I remembered Uber Eats has office supplies, but I feel like I forgot something.
Not wearing pants.
Yeah.
There's peanuts and peanut butter?
It's not coming off!
Oh, it's the primary ingredient.
Give me a hand.
Peanut
Worked together
allergy.
for 10 years?
10 years.
Yeah.
You're great.
You still don't know, do you?
I don't.
Okay.
I forget 10 years.
Do you remember when I told you the deleted scene?
It had something to do with Ross and Rachel.
I hope I get to play the halftime show someday, man.
No, think woke. Be woke. Put on your woke hat.
No pants in the office. That doesn't seem like that's that.
No, something we can't
fits
joke
it.
about. But you guys were wasted on
Peanut
Sunday.
allergies,
The
dude. I don't
peanut
know.
allergies.
There's so much going on.
Yeah. The peanut council or whatever is like.
I remembered Uber Eats has office supplies, but I feel like I forgot something. Yeah.
Yeah, so you said.
Okay, yeah. You're jogging my memory a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was complained about by National Peanut something and
for making fun of it.
Yeah, and then like that's just not a joke. That's not
Yeah.
something to joke about. People actually die. There's like, I swear to God though, I read the story. It was like 13 Americans die annually from a peanut allergy. Like
sharks are.
That doesn't seem like it seems like.
It
now we can't.
I
now we
mean,
can't joke about lightning.
I don't know if this was like a thing whenever you were, whenever your kids were my kids' ages, but they remind you about it quite a bit.
Oh yeah. You.
Oh yeah, and I don't care.
I'd never even heard of it.
You cannot bring any food to school.
When you were a kid?
No, I didn't know
Right,
anybody.
me neither.
And I'm not like making light of it. I think there's probably reasons why. Like maybe some kids before just were undiagnosed. I feel like every time we talk about this, we get like a dissertation on it. But yeah, they're pretty hardcore about it.
Yeah.
It's just not something I'd ever heard of. And I also don't think that had that commercial remain unedited, that more people would have died.
Well, it's because you mock it.
It's because you mock it.
This
right?
commercial was voted number 1 from the downstairs party.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the final 2 will be number 1 in this house. So downstairs, this was the number 1
I'm
commercial.
Michael Cera, and human skin is my passion.
This was good,
Which is why I
yeah.
developed this. CeraVe. Oh, you didn't know? Can skin truly be this moisturized? Yeah.
So there's a skin cream called CeraVe.
Yeah.
Let my cream hydrate.
I'm a user.
He's so good.
Ceramides. CeraVe. Developed with Michael Cera. V. We like? So my name is Sarah. And so it's a perfect crossover opportunity.
God, he grows the perfect Michael Cera beard too.
Yeah.
Like he's
No, that
just
was
such
great.
an encapsulation of Michael Cera.
He's very good at being Michael Cera.
Yes.
That's one of those where like I really want to just dap up the creative that thought, why has nobody thought about this? We're
Yeah.
CeraVe.
Now, if you're Michael Cera, you're like, I'm holding out for a little more money.
It's a pretty big company, dude. It's probably owned by, I don't know.
I'm just saying.
One of the
who else
stab
are you going to get?
companies, Johnson & Johnson. Yeah, yeah. yeah.
What's your other idea for your Super Bowl
Sarah
commercial?
Palin.
Right. Some that I didn't play, or I'll just mention, I thought it was interesting, the Homes.com one, only because they have Jeff Goldblum at the end for like a 2-second cameo. And I know you love you some Goldblum.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just wondering, is there a pay scale? Like, obviously, Jeff Goldblum's going to cost a lot.
Right, but he's not the whole ad.
But
like
if I only
Sarah.
put him in for 2 seconds,
Yeah.
do I get a discount on Goldblum?
Probably, yeah. Like, how much of your time are we taking?
Like, I'm fascinated by what people make.
Yeah.
And obviously, we can publicize athletes. We can publicize what the commercials cost. But what is each guy? I really want to know what everybody gets paid for the amount of time. Like, what's Lil Wayne get paid? Because he was in like 25 seconds of a commercial.
Yeah.
Compared to Goldblum for 2 seconds. And then finally,
well, Sam did tell us that when he has music and commercials, it is based on the time.
Yeah, how long it runs.
So maybe it is
Or
scaled.
TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe yeah.
Interesting. So let me give you voted number 1 by me after I watched them all this morning. And I think this is pretty, when I'm reading about it, it's everybody kind of likes it. Let's give you the Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
I don't think you should do this. Last year she came to my work.
Somehow
Now I gotta show her what I can do.
Jack Harlow's here.
He's here.
Ben Affleck.
on the track.
What up, folks? For your consideration, here comes the Boston Massacre. The Dunk King. Kings. Touchdown, Tommy on them keys. Player coach.
Got it.
I'm open. And needs no introduction, my partner.
Sometimes it's really hard to be your friend.
You said you were gonna support me.
Dunk Kings! Don't go away. My heart. Why you dunking me, girl? Why you dunking? Dunk Kings! My heart. How do you like them donuts? I'm so sorry.
You had to see it, but I forgive you. Lay us on the track.
Are we gonna be on the album?
We talked about this.
Let's go. You're blinded by them pinstripes.
Wrap it up.
There goes Babe Ruth.
Tom, you can stay.
You remember when I told you I'd do anything for you? This is anything.
Chill. They're naming a drink after us.
Yeah, there was a lot going on there.
Have you seen the 4.5 minute?
Of course.
Okay, it's great.
Yeah, the behind the scene, or like it's almost like a little short film. Randomly, they've got Fat Joe there.
Mm-hmm.
I assume because of the Bronx connection with Jennifer Lopez, like they're both from the Bronx. Of course, you knew that, Dan.
I thought they just both left Atlantic.
I don't know if she might have been at some point, but then you've got Touchdown Tommy. You've got. I mean, that's how much did that cost?
That's a great commercial, though.
It is a great commercial.
I mean, I feel like it's getting the big buzz for.
Yeah.
Really, that or Sarah, I think, have been universally thought of as the best two. And that, yeah, once you then release the 4-minute thing after the Super Bowl, it's like.
Get that Soch impressions.
Yeah.
I don't know if people talk enough about how weird the life and career of Ben Affleck has been. Like, he's been to rehab a couple times, and he's dated, like, oh, yeah. You never seen that photo of,
Is that him, the cigarette, sad, beaten guy standing out?
For sure.
That's the rehab? Okay.
No. That's just him dealing with life.
That's a Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, no, he's memed all over the place.
Oh, yeah. There's a photo of him. I'm pretty sure Jennifer Garner is either taking him to or picking him up from treatment.
Oh, yeah.
And they're in a Jack-in-a-Box drive-thru where he is clearly just, like, way out of it. And it's, like, noon. And now he's, like, all ripped again. And he's best friends with Matt Damon. And now he's remarried to Jennifer Lopez 20
Didn't
years
they
later.
win an Oscar when he was, like, 25 or something?
Yeah. And, I mean, he's made some incredible stuff.
Wasn't he on your Kimspin list because didn't he dump Jennifer Garner as soon as he got out of rehab?
Yes, and she, like, took him there. It's kind of a Delaney situation, you know? Like, someone supports you long enough for you to get into treatment, and then you're like, you know what I realized while I was in here? I hate you.
Well, they probably tell you got to make a lot of changes when you get out of here.
Sure.
You don't want to get the same old habits.
But, yeah, you know, from that to being hammered on the Armageddon
Did you get
commentary.
Did you get the how do you like them donuts line, Blake?
Yeah, how do you like them apples?
Okay. Didn't know if you're familiar with that movie.
I don't think I've ever seen it, but I'm aware of the reference.
Oh.
Okay. That's like my kids. They've never seen a movie. They've seen clips.
They saw a TikTok.
Right.
Yeah, I saw 2 segments of it on TBS one time. That's probably it.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it is. Okay, let's slide into then webcast highlights. What we call it a webcast, a stream? What did we do Sunday?
A stream.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
What?
I'm just bracing.
No, you're good on this. And by the way, I will play this if you want to say.
It's time for a dumb
Mark the little
zone
timies.
interstitial.
Not only marking the times, but we might say right now, things after this moment will be a little NSFW. Just because,
yeah,
if you're playing this, in the car with your kids or something, maybe you want to rethink that, or maybe you want to just quit being a pussy. We start with a montage. So we did a web stream. You could see us on it's YouTube.
Yep.
Dumb Zone. You could search the Dumb Zone on YouTube. And our live stream, it should be right up there. But our Super Bowl stream, this is a montage put together by Video Man of some of the fun moments. Oops.
No full camera shot.
What the fuck?
Hold on. I better lock that away. Is there anywhere safe I can do it, or is there a?
Oh.
How did he get in your lap?
No. A1.
Our next two guests on the Jenna Ryan Show, it's Jake Kemp.
It's A1 locksmith might be who you're looking for, Dan.
Mustachioed lover. Oh!
Fuck everybody! Yeah, baby! Fuck everybody! That's why you put it! That's why you put it! Damn ball!
Yeah, baby!
Whoa!
I think I should start drinking more.
No, don't.
You should.
Absolutely, Dan.
I have been drinking enough.
Look how much fun you're having.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
You know what? We're going to start doing live spots just for drinking in general.
Luis back there.
Ooh, she touched her boob. She's touching boob.
Make sure to get Brittany.
Hey, everybody, look, it's VJ Boyd.
No shit. Are you serious?
VJ.
Didn't say. Are you going downstairs? Bring one chip with a bunch of queso on it. Pussy. Midget.
This is stupid.
Here we go!
She's wanted, bitch.
Fucking Taylor Swift! She's cussing! She's cussing!
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Show her mouth!
Holy shit!
Does Purdy have 3 seconds left? Hang on.
That was great. Tons of big fights available left.
That was fun.
Yeah, how did Austin Guttery end up in your lap?
I don't even.
And you didn't even seem to care. You're just petting him.
Yeah, I mean, he's our editor emeritus.
Once the drinking got going, the chants.
Oh,
we would
yeah,
just chant for anything.
Yeah.
So okay, let's go. Let's go out of order here. The cuss montage, just since we're kind of in that mode of. So when Cash and Mike Soroy were here, and Cash had a prop bet on if Taylor Swift was caught cussing on camera during the game. So I don't know. There's all these caveats on it.
Well, like it's just because that was like a big story the last couple times she was on camera.
So anytime she did appear, he started yelling. And as you'll find out here, this is about a 50-second clip, and she wasn't on that. They only showed her for about 50 seconds of all the clips. But then, so anytime, this is just a montage of that.
Say shit. Say holy shit. Cuss. 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 Please. Please cuss. Oh, I need her to cuss.
Now, who was that lady?
How many prop bets do you have?
Tori Kelly. It looked like Tori Kelly.
That's a real bet if she cusses?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Who's that pretty lady?
Oh, I need her to cuss. I need her to cuss. Ah, MVP! MVP!
One more
yes.
play.
Say fuck, say fuck. Say fuck. Say fuck. Oh.
Here, give me your phone.
Tack it on.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, they got to score on this.
What if
play.
she mouths the word midget?
That's a curse.
Yeah.
That's a curse.
How do we handle that?
It's Kelsey! We got the kid. We're doing it! We're doing
Kelsey?
the fucking Kelsey game winner! Oh my god! There you go! Cuss!
Holy shit!
So ridiculous. Room of morons.
All right, like I said, this is all very NSFW. This next clip is as well. So this is why Jake didn't want to play this part. This is what it's like to watch a game with Jake.
Eats it.
Get off the field,
He
fucker.
eats it.
Vinovich, you fuck.
He is
He's
not
short.
short.
He's short.
You're
He's
full
short.
of shit.
Fuck you,
He
bitch.
is not.
Shit.
That's a
Oh, my.
Flag him.
Throw the flag.
him.
Throw the flag.
No.
Okay.
Throw the goddamn flag.
You got time. You got time to do it again.
Bullshit.
But you know that's
No.
fucking
Bullshit.
DPI.
No.
BJ's fucking up.
What the fuck?
That's right,
Through
Vinovich.
your phone.
Rachel
Throw the
forgot who
flag.
Ross was.
Throw the goddamn flag.
Is this how you watch Cowboys games,
Yeah.
dude?
No,
Come
it's
on.
much worse.
Worse. Way worse.
Have you ever been told you have anger issues?
This is how he lets it out.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't, to be honest with you, but football gets me pretty.
You look pretty intense there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the phone throw.
I don't even know you.
Just. And it also kind of applies to the Mavs, as Blake has
yeah.
seen.
Yeah, game 71.
Yeah, but for the most part, that's what exactly. That's my outlet, as Blake said.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on the other side of the spectrum, when watching a game with Mike Soroy. It's just kind of like really funny. It's well, here's a little montage of Mike Soroy.
You have left and right socks on, but they're on wrong feet.
I know.
Dude, what a good catch.
I know.
Do you see, is this some non?
No. It bothers me. But
And is this the R? Why don't you push them?
Yeah, for right.
Besides, I wanted to see them beauties for a long time anyway. Why don't you pop them socks off, Jay?
Okay, Mike.
That's my halftime show.
I'm gonna go get drink one.
I don't know that I do.
Ooh, we're just gonna jam.
You got a Zima downstairs?
I'll travel the world and the seven seas. Looking for something.
Some of them want to use you.
How you doing? Welcome to the thing that's going on.
Thanks. Is this Mike or the other Soroy?
Yes.
My name is.
It's a little truck.
Funniest looking vehicle of all
It's a little truck.
That little truck was hilarious.
It's a little truck. It's a little truck. It had fake lights. It had fake lights. It had fake lights. It had fake lights.
When does the fun start on this stream?
It had fake lights.
To be clear, I have watched a game with him where he was pretty out of control in an anger standpoint. He just doesn't do it for
A Dolphins game.
Dolphins game. I've seen Cash and Mav situations where he takes it pretty personally, but the difference is just, if you have a good friend trying to win back-to-back Super Bowls.
Yes, Patty.
Yeah, Patty. Yeah, then it cuts a little close to home at times.
Okay, and our final clip will be. We can or can't watch the whole thing. This is nearly 2 minutes, but it's just something I had never heard of before, but I had a lot of fun with it. Let's play that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dan, have we ever told you about Cash's idea for NFL offense?
Go ahead.
That there would just be a team that would run an entire offense that's just flea flicker based.
And
so how does that go? Like,
what are they going to do next?
Well, you don't know when they're going to do it.
Yeah, the more you think about
it, if they're based on the flea flicker, they're not.
You got counter run.
Sometimes it's just a run.
Yeah, sometimes it's just a run. But if they run the flea flicker 12 times a game,
yeah.
Okay.
When it's just a run, it's called the fake flea
Is
flicker.
this the time? Are they going to do it?
you're constantly backing off as a run defense because you're worried that they're going to pitch it back and throw it.
And the
Can you ever drop back and not?
Oh,
can
yeah.
you do a play action
Oh, yeah,
pass?
of course.
Of course you can.
Okay, you're just saying that at least like 5 times a game you're going to flip.
No, more than that.
No, way more than that.
Yeah, dude.
Like once,
5 times.
a couple times every series.
80% of the offensive plays are flea flicker based.
Okay, they could be a flea flicker.
Okay, that play
fits into
the model.
Yeah.
Anything is possible at any time.
You're doing flea flicker end arounds.
Yes.
It's always in the cards. It's not a trick play.
No.
The trick play is a regular.
Yeah.
And does a regular.
Didn't see this coming.
Sometimes will do
A fake flea flicker would just be a
How
run.
would you even stop a regular run when the flea flicker is
Okay. Always. I think that's not proper.
You're paranoid.
I
We got
can't.
the point, but I thought that was.
If you
Yeah, no. That conversation has taken place at 3 or 4 a.m.
Stoned,
on vacation,
It's right.
wasted.
multiple times. That is such a great gift.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Cash is like, all right, think about it, and I'm like, about 3 minutes in, I'm like, oh, he's right. That would work.
Well, a great job by Video Man for sure. I thought a great job by all. Those are so much fun. We're trying to figure out our act, and I think one of the things is we're definitely going to keep doing those next year.
For sure, we got to figure out a way to do it before then, though.
We have to do
Mavs playoffs, if there's a big Mavs playoff game or something like that. And it probably won't have the juice of a Cowboy playoff game or a Super Bowl, but we got to do something.
Or do we just do a
Pickleball World Finals? No.
Do we do like just a, you could think of what sponsor you'd like to sell this to, but I don't know, just a Tito Saturday night. Or
Yeah.
Just a
that would be an option.
Just have a.
You're probably stocked with booze for the next year.
Oh my gosh.
Have a, I think somebody
grab a couple of those and take them with me.
Somebody suggested maybe we get Quaker City Nighthawks up here and we just play up here and
they would do that.
We just have a little mini stream and just, do we Twitch? Do we just YouTube? I don't know.
I feel like you're saying the options are unlimited. Would I be correct?
Fairly, yeah. That's just the way we are right now. Okay, so I actually have one more clip to play for you.
Okay.
He's reminding me of that. And to play that clip, or to talk about that clip, joining us now to celebrate her birthday tomorrow. You're not going to be here. It's Jenna Ryan is joining us now.
What?
Jenna Ryan, you may know her from...
Oh, this will go well.
And Jake is not going to be here tomorrow. And so we were going to call you and pop you on tomorrow, but like I know you thought amongst all of us, who's the cutest one here? That's Jake.
Jake, yes.
Yeah, clearly Jake.
Yes.
I'm blushing.
So you may know Jenna Ryan from her, your news cycle. What was it, about last year around this time? You were hot and heavy in the news?
I was it last year or was it the year before?
I don't know, man.
2021.
Okay. When you were released from prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do a lot of media at that point. I just turned it all off because that was just a really scary part. But I did come on y'all's show when I was released from prison.
Right.
So, y'all were the only one I did, really.
Really? Was it because of Jake?
Jeez.
How cute he was.
I said yes. No.
Right.
No,
That's the only reason I'm doing this. Jeez.
Yeah. You don't know the self-esteem boost you gave him, by the way.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay, I just wanted to play. We did a Super Bowl stream the other day, Jenna. You know when we did it?
Oh. What? No.
Do you know when we did it?
No.
During the Super Bowl.
Yep. It was
that's a key.
Yeah.
It's comedy.
Yep.
A key. All right, you better
That
shut
makes-
the... let me play one clip. Can Jenna see it if we play the clip? Okay, from our Super Bowl stream.
I brought you this. This was going to be thrown away.
Oh my God!
What?
Yes.
That's mine.
That's incredible.
Jenna
No.
Ryan had a show at iHeart.
I don't know anything.
Okay, you could stop it, Rob.
You know.
I don't want to
You
know
know
what
what I
y'all
know.
said after that.
No. It's all good. All good things.
Okay, good. Thank you. Yes, I
Um,
missed doing that show.
Yeah. So what was that? So iHeart hired you? Like,
No,
right? Is
I
this
had a
right
show.
out of prison? In prison? Where are you during this?
So prison was one thing. I have a lot of things. But what happened was I had a radio show for 3.5 years on iHeartMedia, and they really made it very easy for me to do. They didn't pay me, but I was ready to be paid any minute. They didn't pay me. I probably paid just a tiny bit to get on the channel because they were really needing people, and I had a big audience, or a decent audience for the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and I just loved doing shows, and I got a lot of practice in doing it.
Okay.
And so I did it right there in that studio.
All right. Nice. So they didn't pay you. I that's what was going to be my next question. What was your enormous salary? And
Yeah, I paid like $100. So.
Oh, okay. Well, it's better
Yeah,
than we're doing.
not very-
Yeah.
For you.
We're just paying lawyers.
Yeah.
Just I loved it. It was good for business and good to get out there and great experience, and I miss it. Hopefully they'll have me back someday.
Do you want this back?
Yeah, we could get this back to you if you want a piece of memorabilia.
Well, I've changed my company to more a different color because hot pink, I just kind of put that to rest. And so now I'm more blue. So y'all can keep that as memorabilia.
All right.
Historic, crazy stuff.
Now, next January, any plans
Any plans for January?
for, I don't know,
A
like
trip
just,
to like the East Coast somewhere.
yeah, maybe our nation's capital, or,
No
redo? We're not,
anymore, no.
we're not doing that again.
We're never going to that location ever again. And no,
Okay.
keep me far from there. Yeah, just kind of chilling out, really trying to focus on, selling houses. I would like to do something else in the media, something, more positive, because there's a lot more to me than those crazy videos.
Okay. Well, yeah,
You
but
know?
we liked them, though. That was fun. You know?
Y'all have fun with my image over there.
Yeah. It's whatever. So yeah, is there any like storming the Capitol type tie-in with your name of your business or no?
Ooh, yeah. Let's think about that.
No, I wish I had something more. What I do.
You do
is,
real estate, right?
I'm in real estate.
Yeah.
I sell real estate. It's called First Place Real Estate. I'm getting some really good listings. I have a very large, enormous lawsuit going on right now in federal court against a certain humongous billion-dollar company. And I'm having to do all this litigation. I'm representing myself, plus I have an attorney, and it's pretty crazy, but it's actually moving forward just to kind of deal with some of the crap I dealt with. And so that's going on. And then I'm selling houses, and I'm starting to get a lot of people who have the same belief system as me will hire me on their $1 million mansions or $2 million mansions. And then, I sold a house recently to someone who had a Ukraine flag. It doesn't really matter. Everybody, the people that are on the liberal side,
Okay.
they know who I am. Huh?
Okay, no, I just find that funny. So I didn't know.
Yeah.
So if you have a Ukraine flag, usually you would not be on board with them, or what are we saying here?
Well, I'm just saying that.
Are you calling for a
I don't
ceasefire?
know.
Both sides of the aisle.
Okay.
What about?
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is I have people that are like liberal, and they will tell me that, and I know they're liberal.
Dirty libs,
And they don't
yes.
agree with anything I agree with or think. And we love each other anyway, and I'm selling houses to them, and they know me from the news.
Okay.
So they're like, oh my gosh, it's Jenna Ryan. And then the conservative people know me from being Jenna Ryan, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's Jenna Ryan. So we have a happy, I'm doing okay.
What
finally.
about in surreal estate?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
There you
Yes.
go. That's
I don't
free,
know.
Jenna. There you go.
1776 real estate.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that one's a little more palatable, probably.
J6 is overdone, right?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah,
No.
well, I mean, technically, J6 is really still going down. I'm pretty much involved. I'm pretty well involved with what's going on with all the people
Yeah.
that are being thrown in prison, like the Middletons. They just recently got convicted on all 9 counts, and they're facing 50 years of prison. And they're like as normal as night and day. And I'm not saying they're perfect, but
They're just
anyway,
taking a
so
tour,
instead-
right?
Yeah, they were just, well, they
Little
didn't even
walking
go
tour?
in.
Yeah. Yes.
They didn't go in, but they're facing 50 years. There's something called the 1512 that the DC is accusing people of, and that's like a 30-year prison sentence. And there's people getting some serious time. And so mine was nothing. Mine was just a flash in a pan. And thank God I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But if you look at the scope of things, thank God I wasn't in those other places. But now my heart just breaks these people are 55 years old.
Did you ever get
and
to meet the guy with the horns and the
shaman.
painted face? Yeah.
The shaman?
Yeah.
Hilarious. I mean, this guy is a shaman.
Yeah.
Like, of all people to be arrested for insurrection, a shaman, wow. Really? I mean, if you talk to him, he is literally, he's like, peace and, the aura, and he's a shaman. It's like, that's so
Were you in
strange,
like a
but
ladies' prison? All ladies?
I was.
Okay,
I was
hold
in,
on. Yeah? No, I just want you to slow down and tell us about it.
Okay.
Okay.
We got to do this.
Oh, okay. Anyway, Jenna Ryan, I wanted to thank you for being here and wish you a happy birthday.
Yeah.
The great
Thank
Jenna
you.
Ryan is
Happy birthday, Jenna.
What, 29 and holding? What are we going with?
I'm 42 and holding.
Okay,
yes.
we're up to that.
Yes.
All right, well, good luck to you, and if we have any other ideas, Jake, we'll throw them your way.
For sure. Yeah.
For real estate names, whatever. And if you find
workshop
a cheaply priced like a studio where you could do radio recordings, like podcast recordings, we're interested. Text
Me
Blake.
too.
For real.
Y'all should have me on your show more often.
We can share.
Yeah, maybe we'll just split the studio cost.
Yeah.
Once you win that lawsuit.
Y'all need some estrogen on there.
Once you win that lawsuit, then we got something going.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Have me on.
Well, thanks, Jenna Ryan.
Thank you for your time.
Thank y'all. Have a
Bye,
blessed
Jenna.
day.
All right.
Bye.
There she is.
What's wrong with you two?
We got to the bottom of where that came from. The Jen and Ryan Show. That's now rebranded to a blue color.
All I'm trying to think about is new names.
I know, isn't it fun?
We're
trying to give you a little gift on your way out the door.
Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
You don't seem to be appreciative.
No, I do. I certainly do. I just, to me, it's just, I can't believe you guys would platform.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Isn't that what we got hit with last time?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to have fun. Trying to be a little...
Riot real estate.
Okay.
I'll come up with some more.
Yeah, work on that for the next,
I will.
366 days, and we'll call her on her birthday again.
Okay. Sounds good.
But it'd be a Saturday. We'll have to wait a couple years.
That's when we're doing our Saturday night stream.
Okay, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Man, I'm distracted now because there's got to be a bunch of them out there. Okay, anyways. Here's Mahomes hungover on CNN on Tuesday as he's the image is kind of funnier, to be honest with you. You should probably look it up if you haven't seen it. But he's at Disneyland, and they have like a little backdrop set up for him to do 10 minutes with CNN. His eyes are barely open. He's got 2 kids, probably been busting his ass all day. He clearly has not slept at all.
Because the kids are not appreciative of him winning the Super Bowl.
Of course not. Of course not. And he gets asked an insane question about Joe Biden, Travis Kelce, and Taylor Swift.
One of the biggest storylines of the season was off the field with Taylor Swift and Travis. And I wonder for you, as somebody who's been with this team, who it sounds like you keep your head down, you play football, what has the Swift effect been like for you personally and for the team?
Bad question.
I think it's been cool, honestly. It's been extremely cool. I mean, to see the support that comes with the Swifties and how they really embraced us and Chase Kingdom, and they kind of combined together. I'm all about growing football, and Taylor's a great role model of someone who is great at her profession, and I'm glad that she loves football as much as everybody else now, and we brought a new fan base to the Chase Kingdom.
Yeah, I mean, that new fan base probably involves a lot of young girls. My daughter is 2.5. She was watching the game last night, having a blast. And
Terrible point.
I know you have a young daughter, too.
This is a 2.5-year-old who knows who Taylor Swift is.
That 2.5-year-old was having a blast because anything was on TV and it was awake.
There was a flash of color.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I heard my daughter say
That's
Taylor
the dumbest
Swift's name last week for the first time. She's 5.
And she still doesn't really have
any idea.
Feel
She's
of
just
what that
heard
means.
the word before. Yeah, my daughter's really, she actually bought NFL Game Pass last night on her tablet.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is a good moment for little girls like your own and maybe her friends and what they might be able to take out of football as they get older?
100%.
Boy, what a terrible
thing. Bring girls and their fathers together or whatever that is, and have those family moments that I had growing up. I think it's special. It really is special, and my daughter obviously loves football and loves watching it, but I want other girls around the world or whoever to really watch it with their family and watch football and really see how great the sport
He's
is.
trying to be a nice guy.
He's
like,
trying
I'm
to be a
gonna
nice
answer
guy,
these
but he's
stupid
also like,
questions.
just get me
like
out
these
of
questions
here.
Already,
Get
my
me out of
daughter's
here.
my daughter's 2.5, and she couldn't believe that Shanahan chose to take the ball in overtime.
Yeah, she was yelling about the new rules. I guess the Biden part wasn't in there, but in any case, you could just tell he's like, I don't know, man. I mean,
oh yeah. Yes, I think I saw a little clip where she asked him. Yeah, then she followed those dumb questions with.
What do you think about the conspiracy
that
Biden rigged the Super Bowl?
Did Biden set it up?
He's
And
just like,
he totally just pretty much deflected.
Yeah, he didn't give much of an answer.
But he should have walked off like Dana White.
Was that staged?
Have you guys seen that viral video where he's on a podcast of Howie Mandel?
Yeah.
And
Felt staged.
Howie Mandel is introducing him, and then Dana White just got up and walked off. Yeah, I don't know.
And it wasn't like a conflict. He was telling him how great he was, and then Dana White was like, I appreciate that, but I can't tell you how sick of doing podcasts I am. And he just gets up and walks off. It's
Feels
really
like
weird visual.
If it's staged, it's a good idea because it kind of went viral. But
I didn't know Howie Mandel had a podcast.
I'm not. Yeah,
So
all
now-
of those things. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to play this as a palate cleanser.
And if he staged it to say, "Don't invite me on your podcast,"
also true.
Yeah.
I'm going to play this just as a palate cleanser for the me and Soroy's dynamic of just being hammeronied during the Super Bowl. I don't think either one of us can touch this. You may remember that many years ago, Jason Kelsey kind of won the Super Bowl parade when the Eagles won their title. He's wearing like a king. He's wearing like a crown and like a king's robe.
So Soroy's a full hand clapper.
Oh yeah,
he's saying.
Yeah.
That's so ridiculous. He's wearing all white like he didn't want.
And of course we've seen it's Miami. Of course we've seen Travis Kelce and some of his parade appearances be pretty over the top, but I'm not sure that I've ever heard anything like this.
No, we ain't done yet. There's one guy that's needed, and his name is Big Daddy Travis Kelce.
This is one of his teammates introducing Travis.
Hold on, cut that.
The band starts playing.
That. I want everybody a part of this thing.
Oh my God.
If you know this song, sing along. Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in booze and ruined the Niners affair.
Okay.
The last one to know. We were the last one to show. We were the last ones they thought they'd see there. And I saw the surprise, that fear in their eyes. And we took that glass of champagne. Pat took that glass of champagne.
Now he's calling Mahomes up there.
When I toasted you. Honey, we threw what I never. What? I got friends in low places.
Get a pass for
that is. I don't know, man. That's worse than Brett Hull.
I was going to say very Brett Hull.
Brett Hull is bad, but I feel like that's worse.
So that was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So Mahomes went Vegas, Disneyland,
KC,
back to KC for the parade. Dude, that guy's got to be whipped.
Yeah.
And you have 3 drinks and you're done.
And I know that like they've got a lot of help.
I'm still feeling it.
I know they've got a lot of help with the kids and stuff, but I also think that we underestimate how much like the sports wife is like, well, it's off season now, so tap in.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, again, you got a chef. I'm sure you have a nanny, but they're like, now's my time.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little girls trip planned.
Yeah.
But similar, more severe than what happened at the Rangers parade. But there was a shooting at the parade in Kansas City yesterday. One person dead. I believe at least 11 other people shot. 22 people were injured. And some of that might have been from, well, it definitely was. About half those people were from like the stampede that was caused by gunshots and by gunfire in a crowd of hundreds of thousands of people. It almost just seems like he kind of, I mean, this is depressing, but I've kind of been in this mode for a long time now, and it makes people upset. But I feel like it's actually an easier coping mechanism than being like, something's got to change. I just assume now.
That there's going to be a shooting at every big event? Yeah.
And it, probably once a month at a school. So, I don't know. It seems like those are your only 2 options, because obviously nothing's going to change. So you have one of those 2 choices of being like, this is just so sad, something has to change. Okay, well, that path ends right there. Or you can say, probably any time you get 500,000 Americans or 50 to 100,000 Americans together in one place, a few people are going to get shot, especially if it's like a celebratory thing where alcohol is involved. And apparently this was born out of a fight, in fact, between like 2 juveniles. It just feels like it's going to happen.
Yeah, and for some reason, I'm a weirdo, and I enjoy seeing when yesterday it was some nerdy sports guy I follow who covers Cleveland sports. Like I knew him when I worked there. And that's when he decided he's going to jump into the fray.
Of course.
And, I'm going to give my opinion now on that this is bad. Like, whoa, you're now. And then just to
look at the replies.
Just to look at the replies and, a couple of amens and more of, would you rather live in Russia or, just whatever. Although Russia now, it's like a thing that that's cool, I guess. I don't know.
It's very
I'm confused about it all, but I'm almost watching it like I watched sometimes would watch the kids growing up. Like I would do it detached as like I'm an analyst, I'm a scientist. I'm watching this, and it's very interesting. You do that. That seems real illogical and idiotic, but and so I'm just watching it as, like you said, I'm not watching it and offering an opinion or jumping into the fray because it doesn't matter if I did.
Right.
So now I'm watching it just as a social experiment and wondering, how does this all...
A sociologist.
How does this work how does this look in
ethnographer.
50 years? How will somebody look back at all of this and try to analyze what's been going on? It's fun.
It's definitely weird. The woman who was killed in the shooting was a radio DJ in Kansas City, Lisa Lopez Galvin. She was the host of a show called Taste of Tejano. What?
What's her name?
No.
I'm just asking the name.
There's got to be a line somewhere. She's dead.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you said she was shot.
She's the one person who was killed. Like that would stop you. The difference between critically wounded and already under the guise of a mortician. Anyways, the one thing I was going to say is it is funny to me, and I probably say this too much, and I'm not trying to like pander, but I do still listen to The Ticket, obviously, every day. And I was listening to the Musers talk about this morning, and they had like a really good segment on, crowds and parades, and are we going to stop doing this, and is it too much danger? And I feel like everybody has to give this caveat, and I think in this case it was Junior who's like, it is the greatest country on earth, but we have so many things that we need to address in a serious way. Why does everybody feel the need to say it's the greatest country on earth? Isn't it possible that it's...
Are we sure? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Have you been to every country?
Does everybody just say that? Or, you could just look at, some statistics.
Like, is Canada better?
I mean, I don't know,
be.
But it feels like you're obliged to say, or obligated, rather, to say now, before you criticize anything. And he's not doing anything that I haven't heard. I've probably done it before.
Sure. No, I kind of think it.
But, I mean...
Like, it's the greatest country, but could the healthcare be better?
Pretty have,
It's the greatest country. Could the court system be better?
We have a pretty...
It's the greatest country. Could the election...
Pretty rough economic inequality situation.
Yeah, but it's the greatest.
But I just think it's weird that everybody feels like they have to say.
No.
But everybody does. Right, left, center, whatever, has to say.
Yeah.
Before I say some things that I think should be different, I just want everybody to know, I think this is the best place that's ever existed in the history of the world, and certainly on the current...
Probably trying to preempt the, well, then leave.
Then leave. Yeah, for sure.
You don't like it?
Get out.
Well, then you can always throw the counter argument is, well, that's what makes it great. The ability to debate and to freely blah, 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 blah.
Did you guys know that they'll give a C-section to an ape?
What?
The Fort Worth Zoo is celebrating the birth of a new baby gorilla.
Now, do apes do it?
Yeah, they have the little surgical masks on.
Yeah.
Little coats.
Yeah.
They make them figure it out. And then, the funniest part about this scene from the one in Fort Worth is that the ape who had the C-section performed on her is now in crushing debt.
Yeah.
She's bankrupt. Bills just keep coming to her enclosure.
Look, this is the greatest zoo in the world.
It's the greatest zoo in the world, however. But yeah, this occurred last month at the Fort Worth Zoo. They actually will do an emergency cesarean birth for a gorilla. It was early.
Are all C-sections emergency? No, I guess some are planned, right?
Yeah, because if you've had one,
then you got to go back to that.
I think so.
Because it's like after you have it, they just install a zipper.
It's a Velcro, I think.
Yeah, and they just can open it right up again.
Yeah.
I've seen it. My wife had a C-section.
Yeah, we did it for the second one. I was in there, baby. Watching those intestines get pulled out.
Gross.
Put over on a little tray.
Did they let you make the first incision like they did for me?
They did not. I was not asked that question.
And then the cool thing is you got to have a photographer there. And it's like when you're they actually, for us, they did it like when we cut the cake, the wedding cake. We both put our hand on the knife, and then, or the scalpel, they call it. And then, yes, we got to make the cut together. It was great. It's beautiful.
I do remember thinking, like, I was getting the vibe that the doctors in that particular room were like, why does he want to see this so bad? You know, because they're like, guys faint. They told me
I
that
didn't
the
want
first
to see
time,
any
too.
of that.
And I was like, hey. They were like, hey, you can stay up here. And I was like, I'm not staying up here. I was like, I'm heading
well,
right
you can
down
take
to
your hand out of your
South
pants.
America. And our final bit of animal news, and I suppose our last bit of news for the day is, have you guys seen what happened with these Arlington coyote attacks?
Saw a headline.
3 kids involved in biting incidents, which I suppose just means they were bit.
Yeah.
Over the last couple days, they found it this morning, around 7:30 a.m. The coyote, and he is.
They're sure it's him.
Yeah.
How?
Teeth mark.
Whoa.
Excuse me.
But he also could be getting, I mean, look, it's the greatest park in Arlington, but sometimes maybe their justice system.
Right.
And I thought it was weird, too. Like, the city of Arlington posted a photo of this terrified poor creature in the back of the, truck they put him in.
Not the squad car.
No, but it kind of looks like that, though.
It's all beaten. They're going to kill him, right?
Probably.
Oh,
yeah.
He's already dead.
Yeah,
Ooh.
The coyote will be humanely euthanized.
They don't let the kids get their retribution?
Or at least watch.
Stone him?
Like a
now I feel for him.
murder victim's family.
Yeah.
he
The
looks,
last meal. He looks terrified.
No, he looks sad.
And you know what they're going to do, don't you?
They built that park on his land,
Cut his head off.
Send it to Austin.
Says he will be transported to Texas Health and Human Services in Austin for rabies testing. Yeah, I mean, it's sad because, and you see this particularly up in like the northern burbs, and it kind of relates to what we were talking about the other day of like the Metroplex stretching all the way to Oklahoma City. Like those coyotes have to go. They have to go somewhere, and where they end up is your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And that was the bad thing about the pandemic was everyone was starting to venture outdoors.
Yeah, and you're like realizing like, oh my god.
Yeah, there's wild
Blake
animals
just
in
said
here.
that was the bad thing about the pandemic.
There was a couple, but
what
that was
else
probably
happened?
that was the biggest one.
1.3
for
million
sure.
American deaths.
The
Not
Well, now there's
destruction of the economy.
Now there's less traffic. And that was a buying opportunity. It wasn't bad for the economy.
Fair. You're the finance guy here, Doge man. Do you guys think you could take on like a 20-pound coyote? And by take on, I mean, could you kill it before it killed you? Like if you had to fight it to the death. Like, so think about this, Dan. You just saw my dog the other day. It weighs 80 pounds.
20 pounds, huh?
And then how high up do you think you could go before?
Because Kip's like 10.
So double
You
Kip.
could take Kip.
Coyote Kip?
20 pounds?
I mean, you're just kicking.
You're going to have, but it's going to bite your leg. 100%. And it also probably has a little bit of a leaping ability.
I think I could do a 20-pounder.
Like you would have to just like probably crush its larynx, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to look good after it.
But the problem is, for you to kill it, you're going to have to get so close to its mouth. And what if like one of the times you miss and it's a vein?
Well, if I'm
opens
just
up?
kicking, okay, so I can't have a bat.
No.
No.
In fact, you're naked.
Okay, we're both naked.
Coyote's
naked.
laughing at you.
Yeah. He's like, really?
Can't believe it's that
Shower,
small.
not a grower, huh? Or whatever it is.
He'd just walk away like, dude, you got enough problems here.
I feel bad for you.
Yeah, I think Dan could take a 20-pounder.
But, I don't know, though. I also react very poorly to any pain. So, like, if he got me a little, then I'm just start crying.
I don't think I react poorly to pain, but I do react poorly to blood.
Yet you're down there staring at your wife's innards.
What? I mean,
not his.
Not mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. Got a Zen in. There's your news.
Tweeting. I can't believe that's all the news you got.
What the?
We did cut into news time with Jen and Ryan.
We did that.
That was like 4 stories.
I know, but tomorrow we might have to cover Sports Mayor.
You guys can do Sports Mayor tomorrow.
He's getting divorced.
You want to do it right now? We can do it right now.
Cheating on her.
News, like.
My one
and
comment on that is,
Yeah, give your comment because you're going to be gone for the next 3
weeks.
You're not going to be back till Wednesday.
That's correct.
We'll do a show on next business Wednesday.
I think it sucks that people's divorces have to be so public. Like, obviously the guy did whatever he did. Maybe she did something. Maybe they were, like, separated or something at the time. And, like, just trying to explain that to the public to me. Like, I had a buddy, Blake, and he got divorced. And just, like, his family's in court and her family's there. And she's got, like, his internet search history, like, given to his her lawyer and a photo of a weed pipe. And she's like, he's a druggie. You know, and it's just
That's
like,
grounds for divorce?
Well, yeah, right. Those two things. I don't know. I feel like people should be able to handle stuff like that behind closed doors.
Well, you're so sensitive.
The Dumb Zone presents.
You're so worried about Sports Mayor and
divorce.
Or are you worried about your search history being revealed someday?
Yeah.
Have we been going a long time? I bet
It's
we
been
have.
a very long time.
Yeah, we have.
So
What
do
are we
your,
at?
do your little birthdays.
What are we at?
Like 2:10.
Okay. I'll get this over quick then. It's Thursday, February 15th. See, I knew we had a lot of stuff today, but then you were going to be gone, and then we could get her on.
Jeez.
Are you upset about that?
No, I'm not. I mean, I can tell you this. Nobody's going to yell at us about it this time.
It's like when you ask your wife something. Are you upset? No, fine.
I do think that it was the day I earned your trust, though.
Don't say anything else.
So it's Thursday, February 15th. We are recording this live to tape from high atop my garage. We're even on YouTube today if you're listening to the audio and you want to go check us out on the tube.
YouTube.
On this day in 1798, there was a feud between 2 members of the U.S. House of Representatives.
A duel.
This feud boiled over as Roger Griswold of Connecticut used a cane to attack Vermont's Matthew Lyon.
Okay, I was thinking Burr.
He defended himself with a set of tongs.
What?
Yeah,
They're just lying around?
Well, I think they were for fire. Because I looked this up before, and I was like, what are you
yeah.
making quiche or something? Like, why did you just... No, I believe it's like a 2-pronged fire poker type thing.
Okay, that's the real deal.
Yeah, exactly. Like, eats plastic tongs.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
So Griswold was upset because the House did not expel Lyon. Lyon, 2 weeks prior, had spit tobacco juice in Griswold's face.
Damn.
And then he's like, well, you got to kick him out for that untoward behavior, and they did not.
That's enough to
get
attacked with a cane.
Yeah.
I think. That's bad.
On this day in 1856, a ship departed from Africa for Indianola, Texas. The ship was carrying 65 camels. The U.S. military wanted to test using camels transporting supplies in the Texas heat. And apparently it didn't work out, or else we'd see tons of camels, wouldn't we?
It did not work out, and I believe there's a chance that a guest that we're having next week who is a history professor has some insight on this. I've read his writing on this before.
We have a guest next week?
Next Friday.
Oh.
The book guy.
I don't remember.
Professor, animal fights. He's great. You're going to love it.
Okay, I'm in. On this day in 1879, President Rutherford B. Hayes signed a bill which allowed female attorneys to argue cases before the Supreme Court.
What year?
1879.
That's a lot earlier than I would have thought. Like, you can't vote?
Yeah.
Right. On this day in 1987, in Is Golf Too Soft news, Craig Stadler disqualified from the Andy Williams Open when he knelt on a towel to make a shot. Apparently that's against the rules.
So if you kneel without the towel?
Yes, then it's fine.
That's ridiculous.
But like he used something to stabilize it? I don't know. Again, golf.
It's ridiculous. You guys should do some waste management stuff tomorrow. I'm going to produce your show.
Okay.
Did you tune in?
I mean, I've seen all the clips of everybody acting like Shooter McGavin.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to putt? How am I supposed to chip?
That's interesting that you would say that because we have today's birthday. You know, tomorrow's birthdays. You already know one.
Yeah.
But today, actor Christopher McDonald is 69.
Is that him?
Isn't that Shooter McGavin?
Wow.
From Happy Gilmore?
I think everybody knew.
Oh, well. I'll bet you somebody listening did not.
You think there's somebody listening who
did
didn't
not know
that Shooter McGavin is from Happy Gilmore?
That's right.
There's a 0% chance.
Yeah.
Actually, because my 2.5-year-old daughter listens.
Damn it.
Oh, he was in Greece?
He's had quite the wheels off existence. I've been told by people who have run into him, like in Vegas or wherever, that, I mean, he's just doing Shooter like all the time.
Is that him on Twitter?
I don't know if he actually runs that account or not.
It's a great account.
Because it feels like it is.
But
I want to believe it is.
He goes,
Book him.
He goes really hard,
He won't.
or at least used to.
How?
And like if you ask him, he'll give you a little Shooter.
That's great. Current Maverick, Derek Jones Jr., 27. Who's
Good.
Derek Jones Sr.? Do we know?
I had a neighbor named Derek Jones growing up who got bit by his dog the first week they moved in.
Maybe it's him.
Probably.
Willie Gay is 26. Chiefs linebacker.
He was passed out with a bottle of Hennessy next to him at the Chiefs parade.
Really?
Yeah, I tried.
Have you seen this picture?
I tried to find better, like longer audio of it.
I saw a picture of someone. I just thought
Dude,
that was a bit.
He is in the street, shirtless, laying down with a bottle of Hennessy.
That's great.
And there's a news reporter that runs up to him, and she cuts it off after about 10 seconds, from what I could tell.
To protect him?
Yeah. And their license.
Okay.
See the bottle next to him. And he's just all effing ripped.
Yeah.
Golly.
How come I can't be ripped and passed out?
He took his shoes off.
He did.
I didn't catch that the
He
first
definitely has
time.
his shoes off. Like, and they're like not really by his feet, right?
No,
Kinda
but they're
like up.
neatly placed
Yeah.
next to the bottle.
Yeah.
Former Ranger
Urbina
Urbina is 50. Now, was he the guy with 6 fingers and 6 toes?
El Pulpo.
On each?
I think we do this every year.
We do it for about 3 guys
And
every year.
he also served prison time, much like one of our guests today.
Yeah.
But it was for murder, I think, in South America somewhere.
Yeah.
That's how we got the farmer's drop.
Antonio Alfonseca.
That's the 6 finger.
Yeah.
Matt Groening is 70.
Simpsons.
Megan the Stallion is 29. And Larry Yount is 76. Larry Yount is, of course, Robin's brother.
You know this story, Blake?
No.
It's a sad one.
Larry Yount is the only Major League pitcher in history to be credited with a pitching appearance without facing a batter. So he was a prospect, and he was brought up when rosters were expanded in September 1971. They expected to get him his feet wet, and then he'll be a good player in the future. Well, just during the warm-up pitches, he left. He got injured, like he did something to his arm. And apparently the rule is that if you are announced as being in the game, you must face one batter except in the case of injury. But if you were announced, you get credit for playing in the game, even though you didn't face a batter. So he actually has one appearance, but he never faced anyone. And that's his whole
He never played again.
Yeah. That injury ruined his career.
That's about the worst sports story I can imagine. For real. Like, you work your whole life to
And he was a big top prospect.
He was at least,
really good.
For the story, let's say he was
basically
the best prospect in 50 years.
And on the other hand, his brother is like a sure first ballot Hall of Famer. That he just has to watch that.
Yeah.
I wonder what it'd be like to watch your much more lucky and successful
brother get hurt. And we'll give you one dead. We'll give you born on this day. They're not alive anymore, but it is Chris Farley. Tommy Boy. If you want me to just tell people what they already know.
Yeah. That might have been the first one that really, really messed me up. And there haven't been many, But that one affected me.
When he died?
Yeah, dude. You ever seen Almost Heroes? Or is it Last Heroes?
No. I don't know what
it's the last one he made with Matthew Perry.
What if
Almost Heroes.
He didn't die? He got cleaned up. He got ripped. Like he did
that'd be tough.
Pulled a Drew Carey or
Jonah.
Yeah,
like
Jonah Hill
got skinny. Yeah. Is it better just to die while you're at the peak of being fat and funny?
Doing what he loved, right? Coke,
speedball.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be touring now, and he'd be asking for interviews, and he'd say, I don't know.
Doing a casino in Oklahoma.
You'd have him in studio, but then you're wondering when he's going to leave.
Yeah. He ends up being, as Brian Curtis would say, a Tuesday guy on Radio Row.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Farley again.
Yeah. He's here for CBD. Once again.
And that was Today in History.
Would you like to offer closing remarks, knowing that you're not going to be here until next Wednesday?
Not really, other than the fact that I haven't really thought about this because we're just going to a resort. As we talked about earlier, typically we go somewhere and we want to kind of get out in the streets, eat cheap $2 food that the locals eat. So I didn't really think about this, but this morning my wife was working on a will, like an online will.
Whoa.
And I was like, what's the deal? I know we need to do this, but why now? And she's like, well, going to Mexico. So now I'm worried. Now I'm a little bit worried, because she knows way more about what I didn't have anything to do with this.
Like, you think she's plotting your death, or you're just?
I just think there's something.
She has a premonition.
I don't know. Something.
Can I have the cat if you guys die?
Absolutely. My mom would not want the cat.
Are the kids going?
No.
What would Nora be upset if I took the cat?
Well, you have to take her too.
Can I take Carter?
Yeah. That would work well.
Okay.
Him and your boy would be.
Yeah.
They'd be fun together.
Can I euthanize the dog?
No, please don't.
Yeah, you don't care though. You're dead. I can do whatever.
It's got a torn ACL. You don't want that.
2.
I said I'm going to euthanize it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it adds to it.
Yeah.
You're actually doing the dog a favor.
But I remember reading stories just a couple years ago about people that were in resort towns and cartels were battling each other from jet skis. They were zooming up to the beach and shooting at people. And I've never been afraid of anywhere that I've traveled. I've never, I was in the middle of the desert and, near the border of Yemen. And I was just like, whatever. And now I'm old and have kids and my wife's making wills and I'm like, am I in trouble here?
My bad reason for never having a will.
Because then you would die.
Because I thought, then it's like I'm the world would say, okay, you've planned
You've
for
got your
this.
affairs in order.
Yeah, and so my affairs are not in order, so I don't think that the universe will let me die until that's the case.
What do you guys got on the show tomorrow?
A very special fill-in co-host that might be so good, we're not sure Jake will even be welcome back next Wednesday.
I would appreciate that as just a fan of the show. Whatever makes the product better.
Yeah, you're still a shareholder.
He's getting paid enough.
All right.
Adios, mofo.